We're here. We're live. We're going. Oh, no. Hold on. It's not getting my audio. As per usual, we have audio issues. So, oh, there we go. Somebody say something. Yeah, maybe. We'll find out. Yeah.
We are heard?
Not quite.
Not quite. Well.
Oh, there we go. Maybe.
Mm.
Oop. Somebody say something.
Well.
There we
Hello,
go.
welcome.
Okay. All right.
We are playing a special game.
Yeah.
Not a digital game.
Okay, cool. Somebody in chat, sound off if you can hear us, and you can hear everybody, but it looks like we can. So, hi, hello, welcome to a little spooktacular, a little Better Than Heroes spooktacular here. We had some last-minute schedule issues, and we're in a critical point in our story, so we wanted to make sure to not leave Aaron out of the critical moment in the story.
Guess what?
So here we are. What, Jordan?
We're getting Halloween goes
Oh.
for another day.
Yes,
Guess
yeah,
what?
absolutely. It is spooky time continued here.
We're keeping
So,
it spooky.
Yeah, I'm gonna be big on screen here for just a second and tell you that we're playing this game called 10 Candles. It's one of my favorite, maybe my favorite TTRPG that exists. It is a no prep, one night only. It's the design of the game. It's always a one shot here. So that's how we're going to be running it. We're running it tonight with 6 candles because we're streaming and we want to be quick. So 6 candles, everybody. We're doing it fast tonight.
Imagine there's 10.
Yeah, just imagine there's a prequel that you just know exists somewhere that happened.
In your heart.
Yeah. And this is a game by Stephen Dewey, who is an amazing TTRPG creator. Encourage you to pick up this game, play it yourself. It's a great way to get people hooked on games, especially if they like horror things. They don't mind that their characters die in the end because it's just a no prep. You just sit down and play it. Rachel and Jordan have never played this game before.
Never. I've heard
Nope.
about it. I've watched enviously as others have played it, and I'm ready to die, Harlan.
Yeah, it's
I personally hate the no prep part. I was like, you need nothing?
yeah.
Like, I don't need a...
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
dice should I bring? I'm sitting here surrounded by dice.
No dice.
No.
I
No
feel that
dice.
too.
Well,
Got the
I'll
hands
put
of
these
fate.
away.
Oh, we don't have Hands of Fate tonight. We are going to be rolling in Roll20. So
Okay.
I can help
Alright.
you do that
That's
if
right.
needed. But
Alright.
I only have 2 webcams. So, and I'm usually when we do it, I'm not on screen. So there we go.
Yeah. Instead, we got Candle Cam.
Candle Cam. We do have Candle Cam. Pretty cool, right?
Candle can.
I know, and I'm also excited because Andrew's the person who taught me how to play this game and has run it for me, and I have never run it for Andrew. So
I'm excited.
that's gonna be
I
fun.
don't think I've ever played 10 Candles. I've only run it, so I'm very excited.
Oh boy.
Wow.
And I figured out a cool little fun way
like
to do
that.
some of the weird digital stuff
Usually I'm
in my time. So
One murdering players.
okay, cool. So I'm gonna kick it off here. I'm gonna read a thing that is straight from the game text, the game handbook, because I think this is a very good piece of writing that the creator of this game did. So I'm just gonna read it to you all real quick. Your characters will die. The story we're going to tell today is not one of survival, but one of hope and of loss. This is a story about what happens in the dark in the final few hours in the lives of a group of survivors fighting against it, losing themselves within it, and inevitably being consumed by it. Though their endeavor might be doomed to fail, it is our duty to make this story of their struggle as meaningful as possible. So I think that's really cool and good. So that's a little outline of where we are here. And I got to do one little tiny thing, and then we can get going. The first thing that everyone needs to do is they need to think of a character trait, 2 character traits, a character virtue and a character vice. So a quick and simple definition of that is a virtue is something that should help you more than it hinders you, and a vice is something that should hinder you more than it helps you. This is a game that is very, very freewheeling, so like there's really no way to like power game this game, or like make a bad character, weak character, or whatever. Like there's nothing wrong. It's just more of like anything that you think would be a fun or just like interesting virtue or vice. Just to give you some quick examples of virtues: lucky, daring, hardy, strong. I think those are good ones. Vices are controlling, rash, greedy, afraid. So I need everyone to write them down somewhere, and get them going. And while you're doing that, if you could go ahead and open the Roll20 here that I've sent you. Everybody's got it. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
And I am excited to ask you to do something, which I'm about to ask you to do, which is to pick a seat at the table.
Ooh.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah,
I
so
love it. I know how the game works, Harlan, so you just put me in a seat.
yeah, no, you specifically are not. You have to pick last here.
Great.
So you can
have
pick your
chosen.
seat at the table, but you have to pick. You have to
I
pick
can't
last.
Click my guy.
This is
Oh, no.
amazing.
Am I not logged in? What did I do? I can't. Yeah, I've
Probably a
got. I'm not driving.
permissions thing.
I'm not driving. Click over here.
Okay,
I can move
cool.
Andrew.
There we go. I had to
Yeah,
get
put
that.
me in a chair, whichever one you want, Rachel.
Here, you can have that one.
Here, I'll get it going. Now you can. Now you can. Go for
There
it
we
right
go.
there. Yeah.
This is a great device, Harlan.
Thank you very much. I'm very proud of it. So yeah, you can, because it's so important. I was thinking about when we ran it, I was like, sitting at the table is such an important aspect of the game because it's a very well designed game. So I just need you to pick a seat at the table. Okay, everybody's got one. I think for all the real BTH heads out there, please know that I use the token of Janice for myself. Pretty proud of that. So does everybody have their virtue and vice? Does anyone have any questions about that? Okay, cool. Well, then let's have everybody pass their virtue to the person on their left and the vice to the person on their right. So, Jordan, if you could tell Rachel what her character's vice is, that would be great.
Your vice is you talk too much.
Okay.
All right. And could you tell Andrew what his character's virtue is?
Your virtue is you're very honest.
All right. Now, Andrew, the vices are going to the right. So could you tell Jordan what his vice is and Rachel what her virtue is?
Jordan, your character is an addict, and Rachel, your character is observant.
Sweet.
All right. And now, Rachel, you're passing your vice to your right. So your vice is going to Andrew and your virtue is going to Jordan. If you tell them what that is.
The virtue I picked was personable.
Great.
Like, just good with people and knows a lot about people was my. And then Andrew, your vice is scrolling.
assume this is like a phone,
Instagram or
Yeah.
Twitter.
I figured. I wasn't sure what else it could be.
Yeah.
Let me read from the parchment.
Yeah, no.
I only read scrolls, and it's a problem. People hate it. It takes forever.
Heavy. It takes up a lot of room.
Oh yeah, I'm an infinite scroller.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I'm already depressed at my character, and I'm ready to die.
All right, just getting in the zone already. I love it. I love it. Okay, cool, great. So, just real quick, just to run through it, just to run down the line. Could everybody say what their virtue and vice are now? What your character's virtue and vice is together? So, Andrew, your vice is.
I'm honest, but my vice is I scroll too much. I'm always on my phone, and it's horrible.
Wonderful. And then Rachel.
My virtue is I'm observant, and my vice is I talk too much. I'm just
I don't-
saying what I see.
I'm a personable.
If you see something, say something all the time. Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm
No.
a personable addict. I should have gone with a worse vice. I thought we were going lighter than this.
Oh, you
Oh,
get to
don't
make
worry.
up-
Don't
you
worry.
get to
There's
make up
time.
worse things for people.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then vice is addict. Okay, cool. And then so now, just kind of like think about your character a little bit inside of this. I'm going to give you all a little bit of narrative about what's going on in the world. And we're going to make up 2 more different aspects of your character in a second here. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to talk about the world here. So give me just a second to pull up my notes. Doing a lot of things tonight. Love to do it. And okay. Oh, that's not what I want. Hold on, sorry. Causing problems all over the stream. Okay. 10 days ago, something or someone blotted out the sky. It started as bad weather. It was just a gloomy day. And then it stuck around and it got darker and the day got shorter and shorter until there was no daytime anymore. No stars can be seen. All communication with satellites was lost and the sun no longer lights up the sky. And then 5 days after this anomaly occurred, they came. No one knows exactly who or what they are, but 2 very important things are clear. They fear the light, and they're coming for you. Following their appearance, the terrified humanity of the world lit up everything around them, causing massive, large-scale blackouts. Now those who are left cling to dying generators and unreliable flashlights. Small patches of survivors huddle by radios, listening hopefully for news about military rendezvous points or rumors of some illuminated oasis to reach. But even with a destination and hope to guide, the woods are lovely, dark, and deep, and there are miles to go before you sleep. So, now I want you to kind of, with the 2 traits that you have, I want you to start putting together a little bit of a character in your head. It's good to just establish a name for them, a general look, and a concept around them. But as you're doing that, we're going to fill out 2 more traits. And one of them is your character's moment. And the prompt for this is, I will find hope when, and you're trying to keep it to a short phrase or a single word. Examples are like, I save my friends, or I sacrifice myself. Let me see. There's a couple. Andrew, do you have another example? I feel like we've talked about this a bunch about like good moments, but
It should just finish that sentence. Just
Yeah.
like, I will find hope when I blank, and it should be not so specific that you can use it in game, because you will be able to burn your moment in a scene, and then you earn a hope dice, which is good to have. It's an extra dice you get to roll. So this is something you're going to want to inject into the story of the game, so you don't want it to be like crazy specific, like I want to find out what happened to my boss down at the bowling alley. The story may never go to the bowling alley, so think of it in a vaguer way.
Really trying to keep it to like a short phrase or word, but you're also trying to think about a moment where like you could like stumble upon it. So, I want to I'll get to the mechanics in a second. So don't like feel like you have to fill out a mechanical moment. It's more so of like a general moment where like if you can imagine your character finding hope when they like a situation happens. But like Andrew said, going general is better.
Can I share mine
Yeah.
just as an example?
Yeah.
So here's mine. I will find hope when I stick up for myself. So at some point in the adventure, I can say, can I live my moment right now? And Harlan says, sure, go for it. it'll have to be like narratively it will make sense in that scene that I want to like stick up for myself, and then I would get a hope dice if I rolled well.
Sweet. Do we tell you?
Yeah, I think that's sometimes a thing that people like to keep hidden, but I think that for the stream and for this circumstance, I think it's good to just go ahead and share your moment.
Okay. Mine right now is I will find hope when I make a great discovery.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Perfect.
All right, and then Andrew, could you say yours one more time, just so I can write it down and be 100%?
I will find hope when I stick up for myself.
Oh no, my candle cam died. I forgot to plug in it. I forgot to plug in the candles, y'all. Oh, I didn't mean to light the last candle too. I hadn't lit the last one. Okay, cool. Candle cam will be back in just a second. So, and then Jordan, do you have your moment?
Yes, I will find hope when I get away.
Nice. See?
Man, that's a
Short
good one.
and simple.
This is going to be good. And then now, whoever you didn't give I made you pass virtues or vices to the right. So you're going to be passed to the left. Somebody's brink. So this is something that like a breaking moment. Is again a negative trait. But the prompt for this one is I saw you, and then like fill in the blank there. And it's again, you might want to just say like steal or kill or whatever. And it doesn't have to be in this crisis time. It can be after that. It can be before that. It can be like you were just, knew them from the before times. And so it does not have to be in this post-apocalyptic setting. But, so again, the prompt is, I saw you something. And I think, again, I know this is something, since you all are good role players, I know that's not going to be a problem. I want to have us share them. And then it doesn't have to come out right away. But I think it's just to kind of show people how the game works and also jump into it. If you could.
Should it be related to their vice, or is it just...
No, it's
anything?
just
No.
It's something that you saw them do, and you use your brink when you're at your like lowest. It's the last of all these traits. It's the last one that you're able to use, and it lets you re-roll all your dice. It's kind of like when you're absolutely at rock bottom, and so you're like narratively you're using whatever this terrible thing is. Like I saw you hurt someone in a moment of rage or something, so you'd be like, you see me, I freak out, I just look like a madman, and I try again, and so you're using your brink in that. But Harlan, one of the players will not be making a brink for another person.
That's correct, which is going to be Rachel, because we're passing these to the left. So just before we get to that, so Rachel, pause on yours because yours is going to be different. But Andrew, you think of yours for Rachel. Jordan, you think of yours for Andrew. And we've mentioned a bit of the rules here, and so I want to jump over to the other page of Roll20 here real quick that you all can see, which these are your you have 4 cards. If we were playing in person in real life, you would write all these things on cards and have a little stack in front of you and physically order them. So in order to order them, I made these little cards that you can stack right here, because you putting them in a specific order is going to be a part of the system of the game. So your brink always has to be on the bottom, and it's good for it's important that not everybody's moment is on top. And you can just go ahead and put these in any order that you'll like, and I'll kind of rearrange them so it looks nice and pretty to stack them just from left to right. Put it in the order and have the top one be on the right. So these are cards
shaped exactly the same way.
I love it. And just
So weird.
And the way you burn your virtue and your vice is that anytime you roll a 1, when you roll the pool of dice, the dice are taken out of our collective pool. We all share the same pool of dice for any like troubles that come up in a scene. And you don't mind me explaining this to you, Harlan?
Not at all. No.
Okay.
I want to say, I think a really fun part of this game, I played on another stream where we played Monster of the Week, and that we use character creation as the process. And I think, like, just jumping in is, like, a really, I don't know. I think this is an important part of the game. So, yeah, just keep going. Sorry, yeah.
Just to let you know how you use those is anytime you roll a 1 with our communal pool of dice, that dice gets removed from the pool. And if you burn a virtue or a vice, you get to re-roll the 1s, which could also possibly land on 6s, which are successes. So that's how you use your virtue and your vice.
So can everybody see these dice?
Mm-hmm.
This is a good example because like I rolled 5 here. I got no 1s, so no one. You wouldn't lose a dice, so you can just kind of like keep going. But if you lost that 1 until a new scene happens, you have less and less amount of dice, and you're rolling not for a success or a failure, but for you as a player to have narrative control of what happens. So if you succeed, you just get to finish the scene. I don't do anything. You just describe what happens in the scene, and it can literally be anything. There's like a couple of weird walls there but like pretty much anything is possible. But I also get to secretly roll and try and get as many 6s as you got, and if I do that, if I get more 6s than you in my little secret roll, then I still get narrative control even if you got a 6. So narrative control is a big thing because you can just say like, I win, I punch the monster in the face and it dies. And yeah, so, or, you know, like this human's attacking me. Well, yeah.
We can't make up any narrative stuff about the monsters.
Yeah. But if it's like chasing you, you can say like, I get away, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, cool. But again, point of the story is not to live, because everyone's going to die in the end. The point of the story is tell the story.
Yeah, it's not us versus the DM. We can never outfox Harlan, because when we get to the end of the game, we die no matter what. So, it's like stockpiling guns and being all like insane about winning the game is absolutely gets us nowhere, because no matter what, we die at the end.
Honestly,
all
that's a
your
good...
guns blow up and you die. Sorry.
Yeah. Every single game of 10 Candles I've ever
stockpiled
run
poison guns, and they kill you.
Shelf of guns falls over and crushes you underneath.
It's some weird human thing. I would put a cash bet. We will get guns in this game.
Sure,
We will be like, I find a shotgun in the trunk of this car. We will just do it.
I have
We'll
I have no problem with finding guns, but understood. I shan't be stockpiling them. These will be single-use guns.
Okay, so
Burners.
I want to have
pirate guns with 1 bullet in them.
Yeah. Guns, Cricket brand.
It's like a big puff of powder.
Disposable guns from Verizon.
I love it.
So Andrew and Jordan, get ready to pass off your traits here in a second, but Rachel, your answer to the prompt of like I saw you your prompt is instead going to be I saw them. So you are saying something about the monsters that are in this world, the them that are, you know, monster, just a general term, but like the things that came in the darkness. Gross. You are describing something that you saw them do. And I really want to find these examples, which I just lost for a second, but I'm going to find it here in a second because
they're like, I've seen them suck people's blood. I've seen them pass through walls. I've seen them rise from the grave, things like that.
Yeah,
I've seen them give everyone a pony.
I mean, do it,
That would be
Rachel.
so creepy.
Yeah.
If that was the prompt you gave Harlan, that would genuinely be a creepy game of 10 Candles. I promise.
Yeah, some of the examples in here are consume the dead, howl at the pale moon, possess the living, but also I have seen them and they serve the witch of the woods. I think is like one of my favorite stock examples, or like I have seen them and they are the gods manifested. Like it can just be this, again, like small phrase, but this one I want you to message me privately. So if you can message that to me on Discord, that would be great. But you get to decide what the monsters do, and obviously I will have other things.
Say the other ones out loud.
I kind of I've balked on that. I'd like you to message it to me because I want to know, and message it to the
It's
person.
on Discord.
Yeah, just on Discord.
So
if
I'm
that's okay.
doing
Message-
Rachel's.
Yeah, you're doing Rachel's and Jordan's
And what
doing
is
yours.
it? It's the brink.
I have
Yeah.
seen you, do something
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Something fucked
this
up.
is usually
Yeah.
when I have the player safety part of the
Yeah,
conversation.
I was about to do it. I mean, I know that we all play together all the time, and we've talked about this
So
off stream too. But it's
twisted.
always good to,
Edgy.
for the audience as well. Like, there's going to be blood, guts, murder. So a heads up. That's a bad content warning. I'm sorry. But players as well. I love body horror. I love being spooky in this game. If anything gets weird at any point, just be like, can we skip this? And I will absolutely skip this. And so while you are messaging me that, Rachel, and everybody is messaging those things, if you could message me what traits you send as well to the people, that'd be great. I'm going to have you introduce your characters in a second. Again, there's, this world has fallen apart a little bit. And but just so you know, no one can die until you can sacrifice yourself, but you're not really in threat of dying fully. Lots of severe things can happen, and things can escalate very quickly. Bad things can happen even if you don't die, but until the final candle goes out. But each time a candle goes out, which is either if one goes out naturally or if you roll a roll and there are no sixes in that roll, or if I roll more sixes than you and my dice pool gets bigger every time you lose a dice, then a candle is put out, and whatever is happening in that scene is ended. The scene is, I get to finish narrating the scene if we put out a candle, and we start a new scene. So this is going to be a game of 6 scenes. At the start of each of those scenes, besides the first one, like each time a candle is out, we go into a different phase of the game, which is the truth phase, where we get to go around in a circle, depending on how many candles are left, and each person gets to take turns saying one single thing that is true that happens between the scene that we are in and the next scene, and it can be anything you want, as long as it doesn't like you can't be like the monsters go away or they have this weakness that I find out, but like pretty much anything else it can be. Andrew and I played in a game where we jumped forward like 3 months, or like everybody was trying it, like for 3 scenes everybody was trying to get to like the beach to get to a boat, and one person said we get there. So it can be anything you want. This is not a balanced game, but that happens between the 2 scenes, and we'll kind of like go through it once we get to it. But
That's where we'll find the pirate guns.
yeah, that's when you'll find the pirate guns.
I find a chest full of working replica pirate guns.
It
And if I can,
rules.
I don't want to armchair quarterback too much, but just one thing. If Harlan wins narrative control, we don't blow out a candle. Harlan just gets to tell us what happens. If
Okay.
we get
Sure.
any 6s, we don't blow out a candle. Only
Sure.
if we don't get any 6s do we blow out a candle.
Cool.
It's okay if Harlan beats us on the roll for 6s, as long as we get a 6. That just means that Harlan gets to tell us what happened.
Well,
Okay, cool. I need to get a couple of things set here. So hold on just a second. Yes, Rachel, that is a great one.
Great.
Um,
Yeah, this game is so great because it's pretty much impossible to screw up. It's just like it's easy to play, and it's easy. All these answers are easy.
Okay, so now we're going to jump into the game very, very soon. I know it's been a lot of prep, but it's going to go quick. But could you all just go and tell us the name of your character, a little bit what they look like, and just kind of what their deal is, and then I'm going to put you in a scene, and we're going to start.
okay.
Cool. Yeah, I guess I've got my brink and everything. I can go first. I'm Matthew Flanagan. I'm 24. I during the day I work at a burrito restaurant, but I'm also the bass player in a local band called Primitive Pink, and my virtue is that I'm honest. I kind of speak my mind, and my vice is I'm always on my phone.
And what was your character's name again?
Matthew.
Matthew. Primitive Pink. That's so good. I also realized I need to give Jordan. You don't have a brink, right? Your character does not have a brink, Jordan.
Negative.
All right. Your brink
You
is
make it.
Yeah.
Harlan, you get to make it up, and you're the only one who knows. Like my bad thing, Jordan's character knows about it, and I know about it, and Rachel's bad thing we both know about, but Jordan's bad thing, only Jordan knows about it. So his bad thing is like a secret.
Yeah.
Because you can bring it up. Like I could say at some point in the adventure, I can bring up the bad thing I saw Rachel's character doing, and so could Jordan bring up mine.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And then Rachel, you want to introduce your character?
Yeah. My character's name is Maeve Jacobs. She's kind of a nervous little bookish gal. I'd say she's like, we'll put her. I don't know how old she is. We'll put her in her like early 30s, and she's sort of sinks into the background a little bit, but is always sort of nervously talking about the obvious. And she's real librarian type, big thick glasses, but is just real eager to please and smart.
Cool. All right, great. And then, so Maeve Jacobs, and we got Matthew of Primitive Pink, and then Jordan, what is your character?
My character's name is Clem Peasley.
Alrighty.
And Clem is a failed stage magician, hobby level, spends his nights doing magic for free, generally, or drink tickets. He is paid poorly, and he is a manager at a rental car place during the day, and he's addicted to Xanax.
Okay. Jesus. Sorry, I'm laughing at the specificity. Jordan, did you pick the magician thing before I gave you your brink?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it. Okay. And great. Okay, so we are going to find these characters in a small school. So it's a spot that you as a community were encouraged to meet at, to go to in case of emergency. You, in the last days when TV was on, it was like saying you should go to the school, and for whatever reason that your character has, they held out and kind of like didn't go. But when they came, and when it was very clear that there was some sort of monster in the world, some sort of invasion, maybe, you're not sure, act of God, but when it was clear that there were creatures out here in the world, you all ended up going to this school. We're going to call it Harvard Elementary just for the fun of it. And there were not a lot of people left. It seems you were told by an old man named Pat at one point that he's like, yeah, it's hard to board this place up, so it's a little bit of a scary place to stay because there's not a lot of defense here. And you all are the only 4 people of about the 10 or 15 that haven't either left and wandered off or disappeared. And at this point now, there's no running water in the building, there's no electricity, and you all have run out of food. But the only piece of electronics that you have with you is a small voice recorder. And so you've heard a couple of messages that have been left on it that you've listened to. They're kind of like, hey, I'm Billy. If you see my son, Dan, then please tell him I've gone to, the West Coast to try and find water, whatever. And also I'm going to place you in Colorado. You're kind of like in a small town outside of Denver, like Longmont-ish, but maybe farther. So no, it would be difficult to walk all the way to the city. yeah, so there's that, and so I'd love to have us start the gameplay of you in character leaving the message that you would leave on this voice recorder if as you all are taking off from this school, and you can decide what your goal is, what your plan is together after this, but you all know that tomorrow you're heading out to try and find some food somewhere, and so you're all going to leave a message on this recorder. So if we could just run through, we'll start with Andrew, then we'll go to Rachel, and then we'll go to Jordan last here. So Andrew, if you want to go first, take it away.
Hey, Kayla, it's Matt. We're still at the school, but there's no water or food anymore. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know who's in charge, but I think we're gonna take off soon. I mean, hopefully I can find you, or you can find me. I don't know. This is insane, but I guess I just wanted to say I love you. I know I've never said it before, but I love you. So I hope you're safe wherever you are, and I hope we see each other soon.
You right?
Hi, Dad. It's me, Maeve. I got to the school okay, and it turns out there isn't actually food here, but we're gonna go try and find some. So I hope you and Mom have food and are having a good time. I don't know if I can call you or anything. Doesn't seem like that's gonna be a long-term option. But I'm excited to go on a journey. I've met some new friends that they seem nice, and we're gonna go find some food together. I don't know what kind of food you find in the apocalypse. That seems crazy, but I don't know, maybe we'll find something nice. Anyway, I hope you're having a good time, and everybody's looking at me to stop. I don't know how much batteries are on this. Okay, bye, Dad. Be safe, love you.
Amazing. All right, Jordan, you're up.
Hey y'all, this is Clem Peasley, or perhaps the Magnificent Mephisto, depending on who's listening to this. I just wanted to say to everybody that I don't hate y'all. You know, I mean, I know you all make fun of me behind my back, and I know you all draw pictures of me in the break room on the fridge. I know that was you, Levi, you scamp. You're fired. I'm kidding. The world's ended. But I did want to mention that I think I figured it out. I think I know how to stop them. And when it comes to you, and this information saves the day, I want you all to remember that Clem Peasley was the one who figured it out. It's not garlic. It's onion powder.
Amazing. Good job, everybody. Okay, cool. So the scene that you are in is this lots of windows broken down. There are a few cars out front that kind of have spray paint on the windows that say like out of gas, or like busted engine, kind of like a description of what's wrong with them. You each can have whatever you have in your pockets right now. If there's anything that you can see in front of you that is not an electronic item that you can touch within range of you, you can have that item as well on your character's person. You fucker, Andrew. I love it. The second time we played this game, Sarah came with 2 knives in her pocket. I love it.
This is a plate of fried chicken, Harlan.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yep.
How valuable that would be in this world. Oh my god.
Yeah, I've got these limited edition Nerds D&D.
Truly, those are the last pieces of food that you have. Yes.
Wow.
And you've heard rumors that there are people ferrying people up and down the river, and in some sort of boat. And you also have heard rumors that they're at the soccer stadium in town, that the army has gone there to kind of like get people together and treat them safely, or make sure they're. Let's go to the Nugget Stadium just because it has a top to it. I realize that's much better. So, that the army is kind of like gathering people there. You don't know if any of that is true because you don't have any communication with them. Feel free to ask questions out of character if you want to about this, but we're just kind of rolling now. So you all, or the three of you, are outside of the school making a plan.
Is it safe to say there's no cell service? Right?
Absolutely no cell service. There's
very hard time.
Yeah, and there is. I can't wait to find out other ways that you scroll.
I should have asked more details.
No. It's a good challenge.
Let's say my phone is almost dead. I've been, not able to use it, but I'm definitely like scrolling a dead.
Just refresh.
Man.
Just refresh.
I know that move.
It's the dark feeling when you're on an airplane and it's in airplane mode and you still like automatically open Twitter and try to scroll it. So okay, cool. I will kind of like leave you all here with a reminder. It is nighttime all of the time. You each can have a flashlight, no problem. You kind of like trade off maybe for battery. Just say batteries, and somebody at the like who moved on from the school left some batteries there, so you have just like a set of batteries for your flashlight, but that is all the light that is around. You cannot see any light from where you all are at.
And what's the name of the gentleman with us that you get created?
Oh, Pat's gone. He left a while ago.
Oh, so it's just us three. Okay.
Yeah.
And where did Pat go? Do we know? Did he tell us?
He went for the river. Yeah.
River?
Yeah, but when he left maybe like 3 or 4 days ago, and you are surprised that no one else has shown up, and you kind of like, maybe it seemed ridiculous to you at the time that you would walk to the river, like.
In Colorado. What boat you getting on there, Pat?
Yeah.
Which river you taking there? Just I promise that's the last time I'll do that, Harlan.
I always run this game in Indiana because I just know Indiana better than I do
There's
Colorado. Yeah, and so.
Also, Harlan,
Okay.
I think you have me on. I'm on the jumbotron still.
Oh, still? Okay, thank you.
That's because you're a star.
Yeah.
This is your moment.
I am clearly the
yeah,
leader,
we're
a pill-addicted magician.
That's a cool band name. Addicted Magician. Cool, yeah, I guess just taking in the dark, silent city. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I think we should try to get down to that stadium and see if the army can help us. I'm not like into the fucking army or whatever, but I mean
The one all the way in the city?
yeah, I mean
I think that's
there's no boat that we're gonna be able to catch.
young fella. I think that's a good idea. I think you've got a lot of good ideas and a smart hat.
I think we
we're
should
just
try to
gonna-
take a car. Does anybody know how to hotwire a car?
Hotwire car.
Yeah, I wear a car. What do you think I am? I've been training for the apocalypse. I don't know if that's what you have been doing to get ready for the sky to turn black permanently, but I'm not ready for that. I don't really have skills that are like good without the internet or anything. Like, what?
I reckon I could fumble my way through it. It's probably can't be that much different from,
Well, let's
you
see.
know, a spark maker or a sleeve jack or any of the other magician's tricks.
You got a plan that maybe I could look up in the elementary school library? I could.
That's actually not a bad idea. We could. I think we
Is there
should probably keep
any
on the
books
move.
about hot wiring cars in the library?
Are there any dead vehicles around us?
Okay, so hold on. I want to make sure that we don't move past one thing, which is you absolutely can search the elementary school library for information if you want to.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that first?
Is there any like rudimentary like electronics books? Just like electricity, science, or car? books.
Um,
I'm looking in the section in the
Yeah.
science section.
Sure.
The junior
Little kids
crime
love
section of the
cars, yeah.
library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, where are your Nancy Drew books?
So-
I just wanna, she always knows how to solve a mystery.
Nancy Drew
No, I'm
beats
just
the
gonna-
hell out of cars.
So
Totally. There has to be some work of fiction that breaks down.
yeah.
Truly.
Is Harry Potter still in the car?
So you could
Actually,
go.
yes. Actually,
yeah.
yes.
Can I help out? Can I help Maeve?
Yeah.
Kind of ransack this library.
Yeah, if she goes up there, you all three want to just like go. It's upstairs. It's in the second floor of the elementary school. And if you want to go check that out, you absolutely can.
I think we need to be looking for. I mean, that's important, but we need to stop by the kitchen as well on the way out because I have a theory about spices.
Okay, cool.
We could just split up. Do you want to run? You want to run to the kitchen? We'll go
Seems
to the
like a
library.
remarkably bad idea, young man.
Andrew, do you want to go for a car? I mean, do you want to have Matthew go look for a car that might work during this?
Sure. Yeah. I'll kind of look. Well, I don't want to kind of prowl around outside by myself. I'm not that.
Yeah, stay here.
we
with,
were already in
let's
the
stay in
school,
one
so-
group. So if we get killed, we all get killed at the same time, and none of us have to be lonely.
Okay, cool. So you want to do them together as a group in order?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go to the library first. So Rachel, if you could go over to the Roll20 screen here, and if you could roll 6d6, because you are looking for something, we're kind of like, we're going through, we're sorting out a conflict. We're finding out how this goes. So if you could roll those 6d6. Ooh, shoot. I thought maybe your dice would come up here.
6 roll. Did that show up?
It did. You got 1 6 and no 1s, which means that is a
Hey.
success and you don't lose any dice. So you have narrative control of what you find in the library. So it doesn't just have to be this electronics book. You can kind of like tell us what happens when you go in the library.
Guns.
Maeve opened the mystery section and finds a trunk of pirate gun. What?
Oh, you can do it. Like this is the thing. This is what I love about this
Coming into
game.
the game at some point.
Yeah, this is what I love about this game is, especially people learning it, is they just realize, wait, I can do anything, and I'm like, yeah, go for it, because I can also do anything.
Do you pick like multiple things, or is there just like a?
I mean, it needs to kind of be like, oh, yeah. So I mean, you can't just go
Can you be
forever.
like, I find batteries in the librarian's desk drawer,
Yes.
and also a book that says how to hotwire a car.
It's usually like the resolution to what you were doing
Sure,
that
yeah.
necessitated the roll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Um.
But since you're investigating the library and we're starting off here, like, throw some extra batteries in there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three batteries.
Yeah. But what do you find book wise? Yeah. What do you find book wise?
So, Maeve's very comfortable in a library. She knows just where to go. I don't know if this was her school or if she just like is familiar with the Dewey Decimal System. But she's quick to the science section and flip through everything and find an intro to electronics, which she's read before, but she keeps flipping and finds something more about the inner workings of a vehicle, specifically how to upkeep a car and presumably hotwire a car in it.
Okay,
There's
cool.
Enough information in it for that.
Absolutely. All right, cool. Yeah, so you've got just like a full on easy like you like remember it too. You know, you're like, "Oh yeah, I've read this and now I can do this." Cool. So you are going to have the ability to easily hotwire a car.
Can I say this is her school? Is that
Yes.
an option I do? So she's on a very close personal relationship with the librarian, even though she is way too old for that now. But she knows this library and she knows this librarian and feels comfortable rifling through whatever would be left in the desk drawers and knows just generally has her way of the place.
Okay. Wonderful. Yeah.
She
so you-
finds batteries inside.
absolutely. Cool. Yeah, so you just fully have the ability to hotwire a car because of a book that you have now, and you have an extra pair of batteries. I love that so much. Hell yeah, Maeve. And then so Jordan, you want to go looking, or Andrew, you said this next, so why don't we have you go look for a car that doesn't seem to have like flat tires or any markings on it that say like out of gas that you might be able to hotwire. So if you could roll the dice here, we'll see how it goes. 6d6.
How do you roll 6 of them?
If you in the chat, if you hit roll, if you go /roll and then you put 6d6, that'll do it.
/roll.
Yep. And then when we go down to 5, we can do the animated dice because it will. You can click it easily. Yep. All right. Great.
Oh, I got a 1, but only 1. I'm not gonna burn my. No, I am gonna burn my trait. I'm gonna re-roll that 1. So I'm gonna drag my vice. So I'm like, I'm so like irritable not being able to get my fix of scrolling through TikToks. I'm just like kind of in a frenzy to find a car.
It must have been wild during this.
Because I think in the back of my mind that I will get to service again. I feel like, yes, there's all this crazy apocalyptic stuff happening, but there's some deluded part of my mind that thinks that if we get a car and we get down to Denver and the city, there's going to be some kind of service. Like, I'm going to be connected to my friends and my girlfriend and everything again. So I will re-roll that 6 and hopefully save it for us. I did, so we don't lose any of us.
Hell yeah. But it's not a 6, right?
Oh, that's right. I did not get any 6s, so we failed, so a candle goes out.
Okay, great. So, and just to talk about burning traits real quick, like if you burn a virtue or a vice, and Jordan, your brink has to be on the bottom, so I'm just going to move that one over there in the same order.
Okay.
Because
Everybody's does.
yeah, everybody's does. So virtue and vice lets you re-roll any ones that you roll, and
Got it.
a moment lets you re-roll all of the pool of dice. And no, is it not? Is that just the brink?
Lets you get the hope dice, which is a special dice that you and only you get to roll on your rolls, and it succeeds on a 5 or a 6, not just a 6. But in the moment you roll,
oh, that's right, because it's,
like
moment is not a re-roll.
Roll,
yeah,
you just say,
yeah.
"Oh, can I live my moment right now?" And then you say yes or no, and then you just roll.
Can I live my moment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because that's an
always
important
saying
thing. Like virtue and vice are re-rolls of ones, and moment can happen at any time, but it has to be on top.
Because it's clutch for sure.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And yeah, but brink
Moment
does.
can happen
Yeah.
at any time.
This
The
game's
apocalypse.
weirdly positive.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, we
I'm
failed.
glad that
So
you think that
candle
right now.
goes out.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Buddy.
So we are going to change phases of the game.
Candle cam.
So yeah, I'm gonna bring up that candle cam real quick. This is fun. I like playing this game in StreamYards. It makes it very easy.
Whenever I run this game,
Put it out.
oh, I know why. Because normally when you play with 10 candles, your odds of hitting a 6 are incredibly good, and it takes so long for
yeah.
the first candle to get put out.
Yeah. Good call, Andrew. Just using less candles tonight. So, cool. So now, you all hear Matthew just yelling outside, and there is another human man's voice yelling back at him.
Oh, no.
And Matthew, you see when you like find this car and it like opens, and there's even like a ding 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 with there are keys in the ignition. But you see a guy who has big, long, like matted hair, like big, broad shoulders, and he's like a white dude with like all of these like barbed wire tattoos up one arm, which you can see because he sits up with a flashlight and a machete, and he goes, "Get out of my car! Get out of my car!" And he starts moving toward you. And now we are going to enter the truths phase of the game. So if you look at your Roll20 here, your order on the table here is once again important. So just peek at that if you could, because we are going to do some truths here. And we're going to start with Andrew. This is good. So many times when I do this, I feel like people who have never played before have to start with the truths, and the truths can be kind of a hard thing. So anyway, Andrew, you get to say the first truth about this scene. But before we do it, I almost forgot the most important part, which is, hold on, why is this being weird? There we go. Which is, we start this section with me saying, hold on.
The night is dark.
Yeah, sorry. These things are true.
No problem.
That's not it. I want to get it just right because the creator of this game did it so perfectly, and I want to get it just right. So we're going to start with saying, these things are true. The world is dark. And Andrew, you get to say the first truth here.
Yeah,
Now we're going to say 5 truths, and go around the table.
Oh, it's actually 4 truths because the last truth is always.
I was going to surprise him with that, but that's,
else,
yeah.
I outrun the guy.
Great. All right. So now you can say one single thing that is true.
That's what I said.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. So, Rachel, you get to go now. That's one truth, and we're just going around the table.
The scene with the guy in the car.
It doesn't have to be that. It can be. We are going to be starting a new scene, and I'm going to be placing you in a new scene. You don't really know what that is yet, but you get to make a truth right now. So it can be like, we go here, or anything that you want. So it can be little or big. There's really no wrong answer. So.
The man is my neighbor, like my childhood neighbor.
Awesome. What's his name?
Henry.
Henry. I love that. That's a good one. Now I get to say a truth. And it's Henry wants to drive to the mountains. And Jordan, it's your turn.
I go to the kitchen to find onion powder, but there's none, and I get a bottle of hot sauce instead that has onion powder in it,
Wonderful.
which I figure will work.
And then the final truth, which we are all going to say together, is, and we are alive. So ready? 1, 2, 3. And we are alive. I love doing it remotely because it's just like a chorus of voices. Okay, cool. So I'm going to put you guys, we're going to pick in scene 2 here. You all are in the car. You're in Henry's car. And driving along the highway, which he has to go slow on because there are so many cars pulled over to the side of the road. There's semis flipped over. There's like blown up cars. It's hard to get a lot of speed on the road because of all of the different cars that you come across. And he has these huge headlamps, like work headlamps strapped to the front with like rubber straps that have their own batteries attached to them. They're like big floodlights that light up in front of him. And he has a radio, which doesn't pick up any radio signals, but he's got a couple of cassettes that he is just playing there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And we're going into the mountains? Where are we
yeah.
going?
Yeah. You all are going in the mountains. At least he kind of like he's like, yeah, I'll give you a ride. And like, as you were discussing, he was like, yeah, I'm going in the mountains, which is what he has just told you after you got in the car that he wants. And he's like, so yeah, we're going to jump into the scene here with you all talking. He's like, yeah, I mean, I love it. That's what I prefer. Just staking out, get the high ground. I come into, I thought I'd get as many resources as I can, trying to maybe get some allies. And now I found y'all. So I'm going to the mountains, baby. Just go up there, hide out. It's going to be a piece of cake.
Do you have a place for us to go in the mountains? I didn't know you had a mountain home.
Oh, I don't, but I'm, everybody's home is your home now if you work hard enough at it.
Go, Henry, you're so silly. How's Cheryl? I haven't seen her since college, and she wasn't doing super well then. But I don't really know how nobody's doing super well, I guess.
Yeah, she doesn't talk to me anymore, but I figure maybe if I get a good spot, I'll see her again too, because I'm sure she knows that I've been a survivalist her whole life, and it never something she liked about me. But look at it now. I'm doing great out here.
Do you think Cheryl will be in the mountains?
No, but me, I spray painted a couple of billboards that said that had my name on them and her name on them, and said go to the mountains. So I think that's a good method of communication if she comes looking.
You just generally the mountains?
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Just
Like,
Cheryl, go to the mountains? You never were good with directions, were you, Henry?
Well, I think it's a fine idea. The mountains is not the city, and maybe the sun still comes out there.
yeah, maybe if we get high enough on the mountain, then we can crest whatever's going on,
Now there's a thought.
whatever these.
Get over the sky, do you think? Like, get through all this black.
Indeed.
Yeah, the creatures are afraid of the sun. I know they're afraid of light. So I mean, the sun's light everywhere. So
You've seen him?
I mean, I've come across a couple of their bits of work. They scatter like roaches.
What are they?
I think the demons.
Demons, huh? That not like no demon I've ever heard of.
Well, you didn't really read the Bible much, did you?
Oh, no. It's not really a book for reading, It's kind of...
Yes.
Spend a lot of time on just, like, plots of land and talking about family lineage. It's not much of a story, really.
It's a 2,000-year-old book. It's not really like a guidebook for our modern lives.
Oh,
I think
well,
they could be demons, or perhaps chupacabra.
yep. See, now that's talking some sense because
I've never heard anything about chupacabra not liking light. That's not a chupacabra thing, is it?
Well,
She has a good point.
don't people see chupacabras out at night?
Well, I think we've all basically discerned that we don't know what the hell they are.
I do. They're demons. I think
All
they're
right.
punishing us for the sins of mankind. So
Well,
That's-
I suppose I'll lean hard into chupacabra then. I think they're chupacabra here for our goats.
well, I am. This is America,
Only
and
after goats.
I respect that.
If they're
We should
demons,
stay away
shouldn't
from
we-
goats in the mountains then.
Genius.
If they're supposedly demons, shouldn't we be like trying to find a priest or something, right? Like demons can be exorcised.
Well, do we know where the attacks started? Perhaps it would be a regional faith we need to contact.
I mean, from the news reports I was taping up until things fell apart. When I was rewatching those tapes, it seems to be happening globally, but maybe not every state or country reacts the same way. Maybe there's like different levels of sin that God is punishing differently. But
Well, I can't imagine this would have started in America.
yeah, that's true. But it's
Am I alone here? I mean,
I don't see how this is a helpful conversation. We're
I'm
not any more
just
prepared
saying.
to help demons, to fight demons than we are any other thing. So.
Feels like a foreign interest to me.
He said, I did go to church at one point, and I found a bunch of them. When I went in there with a light, they scattered. But
You saw a bunch of demons in the church, aren't they? I thought churches were like not a place that demons could go.
Right, they by all rights should be bursting into holy flame.
well, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah, I don't think the evidence suggests that these are
Well-
these are demons.
Well, what are they then? If they're not demons and they're not chupacabra,
I think they're aliens.
what else is aliens?
Yeah.
My God, I'd forgot.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain. I mean, the sky turned black before they came. That feels right to me. It just,
And who?
Aliens usually
It's
come from
like-
the sky.
Who has access to the sky? Aliens. She's right.
Birds.
Birds.
It's just like Independence Day or whatever the shit one of those old movies are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Independence Day is a realistic expectation of the apocalypse. You know,
Yeah,
we're not
didn't-
all Will Smith. We're not all ready for this.
I like to think I'm a bit of a Will Smith type.
At exactly that comment, Henry goes, "What the hell is that?" And you see a large bonfire on the side of the road as you all are
no.
driving down the highway.
Well, just keep driving. Just
Keep driving, don't.
drive.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree with
Yeah.
the boy.
He goes, "Yeah, absolutely not. That's such a. I mean, maybe it's just people keeping them away, which is smart, but they're not. We don't got any more room in this car." And as you drive by the bonfire, you see it is surrounded. There's like a ring of people around the bonfire. So they are not. They do not look like adults. They look like they are all children.
That looks
Just
like a group of
like-
kids down there. Like maybe they're having a barbecue or something.
Ugh. No, keep driving.
Are those kids? I mean,
The
maybe
the
they
last
lost their
thing we need in
parents.
here is a bunch of screaming kids.
Well, they won't fit in here, but
but
maybe
I
we
mean-
can like have some company.
We could at least
Oh,
find
well.
out what's going on. It feels weird to just like leave a
Scare
bunch
the
of
hell out of
kids.
me. Look, I mean, if you want, we can drop you off, but I'll tell you right now, children make things worse, and especially
Aren't you
in
a
this
magician?
situation.
I thought
Yes,
you were,
and
like,
that's why I know they don't agree with me. Okay? I don't know what it is. They don't like me.
I don't know anything about kids.
Yeah.
I don't
Can we
Well,
see
how
about we
anything
pull over-
about the
pull
fire
over,
or
like,
anything? Just take
100
a
feet
look.
down the road. I'll just go ask them if they're okay.
You
Okay.
know my vote. I'm waiting in the car.
Obviously, we can't pack them into the car. We can't like clown car 'em or whatever. But
Good then.
Yeah.
Let's just keep driving.
So Henry pulls out. He's like, "Yeah, let's maybe just like take a peek. Seems like the right thing to do. They're kids." And he pulls a decent ways away. Let's call it 300 feet away from the bonfire. And you've already gone past it because you told him not to stop at first. But he kind of stops and he just see if you can see anything.
do you have
And
any other weapons in here, Henry?
yeah, I got a machete, and he goes, "I got this pirate gun that's
No, we put the pirate gun. in
I
the
know,
game.
I know. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, he does. He
Got a replica pirate
doesn't
gun.
work.
I
It's
bought
just-
it at
yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean, and
No.
I think it worked.
I love it.
It's just a lighter. He just lights a cigarette with it.
I can picture Henry having a pirate gun. I'm on board.
Sure.
no, he specifically
Somebody
does
playing
not have. Yes, I.
Okay.
Yeah, I put a little bit on.
Thought I was
We
having
don't
a
have Jason
episode.
Wardell tonight, but I do have Jason Wardell's music recorded. So,
Hell Cordelia.
he's like, "Nah, I wasn't legally allowed to own any guns, and I haven't come across any yet." So,
All right, well,
Fresh
can you
out.
just leave the motor running in case I have to run my ass back here?
oh, absolutely.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, you like know the kids' books and library. This
Yeah.
is great. In fact, like you should probably do all the talking. The only kid I know is like my cousin who I haven't seen in like 8 years.
Yeah. Kids are great. Super smart. And I mean, I would love to talk to a bunch of kids in the apocalypse. You know, they're just fun.
I think they're doing fine out here by themselves, and we don't need to go meddling where
Oh,
our
Clem,
noses.
they got a big fire. Maybe they got some snacks.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Um,
ask him. I'm just gonna ask him what the situation is. Obviously, we can't pack him in the car either way, but I don't know if we run into somebody, we could like send him here. I don't know. I just feel weird
No, you're right.
blazing
of
by
course.
a group of kids on the side of the road. I think that
But
they
I'm
lit
not-
that fire to signal for help.
All right, I'm not doing any magic though. Don't nobody say that I can do magic.
Are you dressed like a magician?
Yeah, without the coat, he's wearing like like the cummerbund and the bow tie.
So you could be.
If
like
anybody
that.
asks, I'm a valet or whatever.
Kids don't know what a valet is.
Well, I
They'll
don't
know
want
you're a
to.
magician right off.
Yeah, I
God,
mean, I'm
you're
sorry,
right, they
Clem,
can
you
smell a
seem-
magician a
you've
mile
got
away.
magician vibes. I mean, this could be an asset to us. Why don't you come with us, Clem? And I mean, if you If we need to like break
No,
the ice, you
alright.
can do a
Yeah.
card trick or something.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'll come with.
Maybe you
I
can
just,
pull granola bars out from behind their ears or something. You know,
if they've
some
got
snacks.
granola bars behind their ears, then they should give them to us because we can use them better than they know how to.
All right.
Okay, cool. So all three of you are going?
Okay,
Yeah.
Henry, I'll see you in a minute.
Well, he's like, I'll be ready to go. And he nods. And
Can we
he's-
borrow your Mercedes?
Henry, do not
No.
touch us.
We
Do
won't.
not
I
touch
won't.
us.
I won't. I won't.
Henry?
I won't.
Henry, don't. Okay.
I won't.
Uh,
I need a team. I need my buddies.
Okay.
Maeve,
Mountains.
Maeve will reveal that in her backpack, which is just a purple JanSport, she has 3 pieces of fried chicken in it.
Holy
be like,
shit,
"What the-"
Maeve.
Henry.
Oh my god, I knew I smelled chicken. I kept saying it, and you all looked at me like I was fucking insane.
I'm
and
not
look
gonna
at this
tell you
chicken.
I
chicken,
can't
and
smell
we can
anything.
have chicken later.
I don't
But
have a
like
sense
Henry,
of smell.
Oh my god.
I got chicken in it. You can't have any if you ditch us for the mountains, okay?
Look, Maeve, if there's anything I love in this world, it's my daughter and fried chicken. So
Okay.
I'm
I
with
haven't smelled
Well,
fried
we're-
chicken in so long.
We'll see you in a minute, Henry.
you. Cool. So yeah, if you
How
all,
old is this? Is this like from
Okay.
a week ago?
I
Maybe?
still can't smell
Does
anything.
it matter?
No, I mean I would. Hey, if you want to share it, I mean I'll eat some. It still smells amazing. I'm just asking. I'm just checking.
Don't judge my chick.
No, I'm not judging.
Chicken,
I'm not
Matthew.
judging.
I miss the McRib.
as you say
We've
that,
had
you,
enough preservatives to last this long. If we find a
think at
McRib, we're
least-
going to be doing okay.
At least one survived the apocalypse.
you see as you walk closer, you see all the kids are kind of like dressed similar, and they are singing.
Oh, good.
Do
Oh,
I
regular children having a sing in the middle of the apocalypse. Should we go
Do I-
back, or
Do I recognize the song? Is this like a common song, or is it a? What's the vibe of this tune?
It seems to not have words, and it's more of just a hum.
Absolutely
nice
terrifying.
droning group of children. This is fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna like pause and put my hand to my knife in my pocket and just kind of watch and be like, is this like a religious thing, Maeve? I don't know.
Should I not have brought chicken? Now I'm really self-conscious that it smells like chicken wherever I go, and they're gonna know
Definitely
that I have
don't tell-
chicken in the bushes.
Don't tell them that you
I'm not
got
gonna
chicken.
tell them about the chicken, but I now
Oh.
word that they can smell it.
I
Hi.
know I'm a magician? Ah!
And there's one. You hear a voice from behind you that is between the car and you, but the fire is between, or but you are between this kid and the fire, so it seems not right there.
Holy
Um,
shit. Hey,
Hi.
dude. We were just driving by. We didn't see any grown-ups. We were just like checking to see if you were okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. Will you take me with you?
No, we don't have any room in the car. We can't take anybody else. But we could send maybe send somebody back.
She looks at the road with all of like the cars on it, and she's like, "Nah, it's okay. It's probably a good decision not to take me with you."
What do you mean by that?
Told you.
I'm not sure if I'm not sure if I'm the real one of me.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Well,
Clem
that
like,
sure is a spooky thing for you to say.
I know.
Clem
do you mean
has
by
his eyes
that?
closed and is shaking his head.
yeah, that's.
I
What happened to your parents?
oh
If you don't mind me asking.
they got devoured by them, by the whatever the creatures are that are here in this world now.
We think they're aliens.
Oh, where did this devouring happen?
In my home.
Yeah,
Is that what
is
happened to all
nearby?
of your parents?
No, I mean, she kind of like gestures to the dress she's wearing, and you notice that they are all wearing the same like dress that she is, and she goes, "I don't know why they're not afraid of the light. All of the creatures are afraid of the light, but those aren't me. but I'm not sure if they're the creatures or not. And she kind of like shakes her head and she just looks at you all like, I don't know.
Can I take a closer look at the kids around the fire?
Yes.
They're all wearing the same dress?
Yes, absolutely.
Does it look like a school uniform?
I don't want to get closer.
Yeah.
I just want to look closer.
Yeah, and
Since I'm so observant, you see.
There you go.
in fact, you hear, you can see that now that she's pointed this out and kind of you see her closer, you can see that all of the children are her, that are moving around the fire. And then you hear next to you, hi, and there's another one of her who walks up, walks
back.
Yeah. Hey, look, we gotta go.
Wait, can you take me with you? Says the second one.
We can't. I'm sorry, we can't. Our car's full. But if we run into somebody, we can send them. We can send them back. We can send them back for you. Okay.
The second one looks at the road and goes, nah, it's probably not a good idea to take me with you anyway.
Clem is gone. You hear the door close,
Yeah.
and he is back in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Where did you say your house was?
Oh, it's about it's a couple blocks from Harvard Elementary School.
Oh, great.
I just kept walking as long as I could, and more of me just kept joining me, and
Worst
Yeah.
thing.
That's
they,
cool.
they don't. I haven't been devoured. I don't know why. I was hoping I would be, but I eventually just got cold, so I made this fire. I was hoping I would just get devoured, but instead there's just more of them, more of me.
How many of you are there now?
Hi, so there's a third one who like comes. She's like, hi, can you take me with you?
Okay. No, I'm
We should
sorry. Our car's
go.
full. Our car's full. How many
My mom
of you
told
are
me.
there?
All three of them say at one time, I'm not sure.
You don't
And
know.
they like look around at the other two. They're like, oh, they're like,
And you're not like related? You're not like octuplets or something?
there's about like 20 more kids. like you see Arnell kind of like walking up to the bonfire and moving around it at like a distance and humming, and like more are starting to join
God,
it.
they're like paper cutouts. There's just more and more and more of them.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'll go to the first girl. What's your name?
Becky, they all say at one time.
Becky. All Beckys.
All right, well,
Especially chilling.
all
right.
It's nice to meet you,
Yeah.
Becky. Take care of yourself. It's not nice out here anymore. You know, stay by the fire.
They kind of like look at each other and they're like, we know. And they sigh and
Be
they're
careful,
like,
Becky.
Okay.
good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. Be careful. Don't like get in the road or. All right. We gotta go.
Matthew, the monster's name is Becky.
Oh, I'm running on the gravel side of this
the
road.
hell?
I am absolutely booking ass to get back in that car.
Yeah, you all get back
Maeve's
in the car.
definitely running, but she's running with a backpack on, so it's real goofy.
It's fucking transport.
She's a good runner without the
Bonk,
backpack.
bonk, bonk,
Yeah.
bonk, bonk, bonk.
Oh, shaking that chicken up, losing that crispy coating.
Cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
jump in the car, be like,
Go. When Maeve gets here, go.
Oh.
Go.
Henry's like, good news. He's like, while you all were over there, I found a girl who needs help. It doesn't look like she's one of the creepy ones. And you see a Becky is sitting in the very back, and she's like, hi, thanks for taking me with you. She's like, he said I could fit in the very back here, and he said he doesn't mind breaking the seatbelt laws.
Henry, come here, real quick. Henry, come.
Yeah, what's up?
Out of the
What-
car. Out of
what's
the car.
up? Okay. He steps out of the car.
Step away from the Becky.
I'll motion
Henry.
Maeve over to like,
Hey, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with these kids. All the kids back there are this same girl. There's like 20 or 30 of them. She cannot come with us. She's like,
Oh.
there's like a clone thing going. She's got to
Oh
get
yeah,
out
it
of
was
the car.
No,
something terrifying and horrifying.
Get her
That's-
out of the car.
That's not what the monsters look like, though. I know what the monsters look like. Plus, she's probably the real one. She's acted real normal.
No,
They're
they all
acting
act the
real
same,
normal.
and they all say the same thing. She cannot come with us.
Henry, I know it looks really bad us wanting to abandon 23 little girls out in the desert, but they're not allowed in the car because she may fit right now, but there's going to be more of them, and it feels like they're really drawn to each other.
Henry,
Can I try to?
I would like for you to imagine for a second the logistics of somebody having 25 identical twins. That is not possible, sir.
It's just one kid. And he's like,
Can I
don't tell me what to do with my car.
Can I try to live my moment right now, which is I want to stick up for myself and try to impart on Henry just what a bad idea this is?
Yes, absolutely. Give it to us, Andrew.
So, yeah, I'm kind of gonna, like, suck in a big breath. I'll be like, Henry, look, I know it's your car, and I know you have a machete, but there's no fucking way taking that girl with us is a good idea, okay? And you just said when you got in the car that we were your team, that we're all on the same team, and the team is telling you this is a bad fucking idea, and you need to politely ask her to get out of the car.
Terrible F-word idea.
So I rolled 5 because we lost a dice.
It's true.
Oh, no successes. I do not get my hope dice.
Oh,
And does that
God.
mean the scene fails,
we-
or I just don't get my hope dice? Which does it?
Oh,
Did we lose a dice though? Because you re-rolled it.
yeah, you
No, you
roll.
lose it when a candle goes out.
When a
you
candle
lose
goes
it no
out?
matter
Okay.
what.
Yeah. So 4 5s and a 2. The candle does go out because it's a failure. It's a failure of a too.
All right.
So
Sorry.
this is the end of the scene here. And that was cool, Andrew. That was great. That was awesome. And so, I'm gonna put up Candle Cam first. What am I doing? I gotta have the dramatic burnout. I miss Hands of Fate, Andrew. I miss Hands of Fate. It was fun. I used to paint my nails and roll dice for Andrew when he ran this. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
put
you're like a
candle
hand
up.
model.
Ooh, goddamn. Oh yeah, another rule is if a candle goes out for any reason, it is out. It does not get relit. No candle gets.
Yeah, the wind. Our very first game at 10 candles, we had just started, and the wind picked up and blew all the candles out. We
Yeah.
barely
Whoa,
done anything.
really?
And we're like, okay, let's all talk about how we died.
Amazing.
It was very good. The second game we played, the creature were these like big moths, and during the game, a moth flew into one of the candles and put it out. It was so creepy.
It was amazing.
It was so
Crazy.
creepy. It was awesome.
Big yikes.
Huge yikes. Yeah, majorly. Okay, cool. So that we are going to enter the truths phase again. So we're going to go around the circle here, starting with Andrew again, and we're going to say 4 truths, the last of which is a predetermined one that we will all say together. But to start this off, I'm going to say these things are true. The world is dark. And Andrew,
Henry brings Becky with us.
Ho ho ho! Ho ho ho! All right, Rachel, you get a truth now.
My family has a hunting cabin in the mountains.
Amazing. Nothing seems abnormal about Becky at all. Jordan.
Clem. Trying to think of one that would serve the moment. Hang on a second.
And take your time. I'm a big
You can
believer.
also jump time. You could say we reach Maeve's cabin. You can say stuff like that
Okay.
too. It does
There
definitely
we go.
does not
we reach,
have to
we reach
be.
Maeve's cabin.
Yeah.
It does not have to be in the moment for sure.
All right. You reach Maeve's cabin.
Yes.
Great. Ooh. You. You wasn't even supposed to get all the way to you because the fourth one, we only have 4 candles left. So the fourth truth is "And we are alive," which we're all going to say
We are
together.
alive.
Together, ready? 1, 2, 3. And
we are alive.
All right.
So we didn't make it to the cabin.
Well, I'm gonna just go ahead and put you at the cabin. I'm gonna do it here. Just kind of little bonus in between here. Again, it's just pitch black everywhere. The cabin is meant for hunting. Kind of like it has a small lake next to it. Henry's super excited because he finds a fishing rod and has like caught a fish at one point and has found you all a little bit of food. And you all have been there for a couple of days, and are I'll kind of leave the scene
Chicken's
to you.
gone, then.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
And some of the hot
celebrated
sauce.
reaching the cabin by eating 2 bites of fried chicken each.
Oh man.
I think. Wait, before we start the scene, let's take a quick 5-minute break because we've got 4 candles here left.
Okay.
Let's just take a quick 5-er, and then we'll be back for the rest of this. I promise. Even though we have 2 candles out, this game speeds up real fast. So, thanks everybody for hanging out here on our little spooky post-Halloween adventure. We'll be right back after we take a quick break where we drink, pee, and we'll be back in just 5 minutes. So, see you in a second.
Hell yeah. Jordan, I sent you a message on Discord.
Oh.
Unrelated to the game.
I'm sorry, I'm eating. I'm absolutely starving.
Okay, all right, okay. We are back. Sure do think so. Great. All right, you all are in this hunting cabin, and that is Maeve's family's cabin. And Henry is out fishing. Becky is kind of like hanging out, sitting, has keeping making like stoking the fire that she's built in the brick chimney, brick fireplace that is in this cabin, and Henry's outside fishing. What are you all doing?
I've definitely been avoiding Becky as much as possible. I think I'm gonna try to find Clem. Where's Clem right now?
I'm playing solitaire by himself.
Yeah, I'll kind of look in on the
Which is the
basement
best way to
room
play
where
it.
Clem is and be like, "Hey, Clem,
Mm-hmm.
I think we gotta get out of here. I don't know what the fuck Henry's thinking, but that girl's gonna start cloning like anytime now.
Well, I mean, we don't know that. We don't know that she has the ability to spontaneous. She hasn't cloned so far. How long have we been here?
I don't know, but you saw at the fire, right? There
Oh,
was
trust
like
me.
30.
Look, I'm terrified of the thing. I don't believe it's human. I don't believe it's a little girl. And but why should we leave? You know, this was our idea. If anything,
I don't know. How are we gonna
I'm
kick
not
Henry
not
out and a little
proposing
girl?
we
They're not gonna
sacrifice the child, but surely there must be a third option.
I haven't seen any monsters anywhere, but I have seen an insane amount of that girl.
Have you ever seen them? Period.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like we're talking, like Mae was talking about aliens in the car. This is like alien shit. Like all that girl being
No, you're not wrong. This is some alien
being
shit.
cloned.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just something to think about. But I think staying here with Henry and that girl is a bad idea. I don't know. Maybe Maeve can kick him out. This is her cabin, right? She could be like,
This is her cabin.
Henry.
We have more of a right to be here than any
Friends
alien
only.
or long-haired hippie freak.
Although she is better friends with Henry than either one of us. God damn it.
But I'm not an alien, and neither are you, I presume.
You
We
said
got
it
that
what?
going for us. I
Not
said
a what?
I'm not an alien, and
Oh.
neither are you, I presume. Right?
Question
No,
about
I'm not that
gameplay. Sorry,
Yeah.
Juno, go ahead. Do you have to spend your cards in order?
Yes.
Yeah, from
In the
top.
pile.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, good.
Yeah. Is there like an axe around in the hunting cabin?
You absolutely can search for one, but if you'd like to, that will take a roll. You haven't come across one so far.
I was
Becky
gonna
has
go
just
chop
been getting
firewood.
sticks.
I don't know. I've been hogging all the rolls. I'll let somebody else take some rolls.
I
Um,
think so Maeve is inside. She has sort of just come to terms with Becky being a girl and is here and we're having girl time. And she's in the rocker by the fire and just reading Nancy Drew out loud to Becky and they're just chatting. And she's like, "Yeah, you're scary. Like there was a whole bunch of you, but like you haven't done anything scary yet." So she's just, Ned said Nancy Drew's the best girl detective in the whole world.
She can find anything.
Yeah. But I would like to... Can I spend my moment and, like, use... So, like, my moment was, I will make a great discovery. I mean, I guess...
I will say it's usually not a bad thing to expend your cards. Like you're not trying to like do
Yeah.
everything you can to save them, but
Yeah.
also like I've never seen a moment used in the way where it's just like just to find something, but I think it really works here too if you want to. Like I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying like if you want to save it for an epic moment, you can. You don't need to. Like this
Yeah.
this
I
does
think-
fit for what you have.
I think she's been spending a lot of time with Becky and is just like like is reading Nancy Drew, and we're having a great time, and she's thinking about the world, and all of a sudden she has this huge revelation, and her brain goes whoop, and like lines everything up here.
Okay, cool. Then let's have you roll 4 d6s here. And we'll see if you get a success, you get a hope die, which succeeds on a 5 or a 6, and it can never go away. But if not, I have narrative control. So
I
okay.
can't see what I'm rolling. I don't know where these are going.
Brutal.
I can. So you got a 2. They're in the chat of the. I don't know why it doesn't animate your dice.
I must be doing it differently.
Yeah,
I'm in
it's
a
fine.
dice roller though.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
you
not
have to
sure.
turn on animate dice. It's an annoying.
Okay, cool. Next Halloween.
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, you got a 2, a 5, a 5, and a 3. So everything
6.
everything clicks together for you, and Becky goes. It clicks together when you hear Becky say, "I can hear them out in the woods," and you when you stop and listen to, you can hear them as well. And she says, "I've walked through the fields. I've never been hurt by them." And then she gets up and she goes, "I can hear them," and she just walks away from you out into the woods.
Oh no.
And with that, she just like walks out of the cabin, out into the woods, and like before you can find her, and like you think, yeah, and she just like slips away from you and just kind of like runs faster than you, and just like sprints out into the woods. And with that, I am going to extinguish another candle here.
Sorry.
And
Oh. It's great to roll dice. It moves the game along. If people don't create conflict and don't roll dice, this game, I've literally had it last like 5,
so
6
long.
hours.
Yeah. And I feel like I've never seen a or I don't know. This is a fun game. I'm having a good time. And so she runs away here, and we are going to go into the truths phase with that. So the first, Rachel, you get to say the first truth, and then I will get to say the next truth, and that is it.
Brutal. Oh, you want to do the you want to kick off the ritual part?
I almost forgot. How could I forget? These things are true. The world is dark.
We have a tool shed in the back of the house. With like my bow and arrow in it was. Is that too many things?
No. Technically yes, but I think it works because you could like say it differently and we could spend time doing that, but let's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
found
bow
my
and arrow
bow
in the
and arrow
shed.
and a tool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
There's a bow and arrow shed out back.
There might be stuff. It's full
Jordan.
of bows.
Yeah.
There's
And
an
no
Apache
arrows.
attack helicopter
So it
outside
has-
that my
Sure.
family had.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
Apache
truly
attack
ran a game where it was getting weird, and one of my friends was like, "We find a helicopter," and I'm like, "Yeah, you do."
Yes, you do.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
That's
The helicopter's broken. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Sweet bow and arrow. I love it.
You also find the remains of 3 people in the shed.
Shed?
Yes.
Oh.
And I think the remains of 3 people, and I think we're going to cut straight to the scene of like the 3 of you and Henry standing at the front of the shed. Maeve now has a bow and arrow in her hands, but you see like the remains of 3 people on the floor of the shed.
Is it obvious how it looks like they could have died? Is there any visible wounds?
Yes, it looks like they have been gnawed at, like a bear ate them, because there's not a ton of them left.
Oh my God.
And see, Henry
Right,
says,
no,
yeah,
yeah.
see, the little girl wasn't it. She couldn't have chewed up a couple of people like this. That's what I've seen.
they
I've
look-
seen people chewed up.
Do they look
Jesus
recently killed?
Henry kind of like pokes at it and he's like, one of them does.
Yeah, how can you even tell, Henry? How would you know?
It's juicy still.
Well, he poked it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Henry's not a forensic examiner.
So, am I to understand
Legally,
that there's
no.
something that's chewing on people and storing them in our tool shed?
I
You think they're
mean,
all like different ages?
I don't know. Do you want to get in there
Is this
and look
your
for wallets?
family?
Is this my family, Harlan? Is this my family, Harlan?
No, absolutely not. It's
Dad?
all three legs are like very hairy, and you find just like nothing but red hair, and you do not have red hair, right?
Poor
No.
fuzzy
Okay, just
ginger
nothing but red hair.
bastards.
Yeah.
Jeez.
My God,
Boy.
why did she
a lot of-
only choose red-haired people?
There's a lot of red hair on this people for people that don't have any skin left. I don't.
Seriously.
Maybe the bear was redheaded.
Maybe the bear just didn't like hair. What are we talking about? We know
bears-
this isn't the bear. It was Becky. Becky is an inhuman creature.
Becky
Bears
went out
don't
into the
shut
woods.
sheds.
She said that she can hear them in the woods, and if you listen carefully, you
She
kinda
said,
can.
"What?
What did you hear? What did you hear?
What did I hear?
In that moment when she said it, you can't hear it now anymore, but it sounded like scurrying, like rats moving around, and it's got like got really loud, like water rushing gets loud, and then it
Kind
went
of a
away.
Scrabbling, kind of rushing sound. That
Jesus
like
Christ.
a bunch of rats. And Becky heard it, and she was like, "That's me. Gotta go." And she ran into the woods, and I tried to stop her, but I was like, I'm also not gonna go outside with all the other monsters out there.
We should just go now. Let's just jump back in the car. Let's just keep driving.
Get on the road? Like, where are we gonna drive to? Do we have another plan than like my family is super cool hunting cottage?
Yeah. Plus, I put up all those
Really
signs
super
that said I'm
cool.
in the mountains. So
Hunting cottage has 3 chewed up corpses
It
in the
just
shed.
became
Clearly,
yes. I
there's
agree.
something
like-
It has
prowling
become
around.
substantially less cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This would be a good spot. Except you heard them rustling around in the woods.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of woods in the mountains in Colorado. You know, like we gotta drive a long way to get to not woods.
But this particular portion of the woods has been compromised.
yeah. Plus, there's
Fine, let's drive back past the 25 Beckys around a scary fire. That'll be a
I'm saying we
good
had to go.
plan.
I'm not saying we have to go back
I mean,
the way we came.
she might have a point. Are we going to find a place that's that's more secluded than this? You know, I think we have to go and follow the girl.
No, she went
What?
off in the woods.
We don't have to do that.
She's on her own. I know that sounds like a fucked
Well-
up thing to say about a little girl, but in this case, no
Where's
way.
she going?
Come
What
on.
if she's going to warn them? We
What if-
can't let her get to them and tell them where we are.
What if we spend a little time? What if we tried to? I mean, I got this book. I could try and get the radio hooked up. Do you think like we're high enough right now that the radio in the car might be picking up some sounds? Like maybe there's some distress signals or like.
Yeah. That's not
I
a bad
don't know.
idea. And we could also maybe, I don't know, fortify this cabin. I don't know, make some traps and shit, like Predator style.
Yeah, let's Home Alone this shit. Let's do it.
Yeah. Cool. Rachel, do you want to roll for trying to see like deck out a radio, like expand the radio for?
Do I want to roll again? We have no dice left.
You have 3.
If I ain't rolling for this, it'll be rolling for something
There's
else.
something else. Is it going to be better than a radio?
No, go
Probably.
for it. I think that's a good idea.
All right.
I
Then
mean,
let's give
radios,
us a
you know,
plan.
At least let us know if nobody's out there.
All right. What if I click this one? I don't know where these dice are
A
going.
5, a 1, and a 4. They're in the chat there.
I will burn. I'm gonna burn my virtue to reroll that 1. Can I?
Absolutely.
Okay. My virtue is that I'm honest, unless I don't want to step on Clem's toes. Unless one of you, y'all wanted to burn.
No, I would have done it if you hadn't, but it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, I can as well. I have that. But
yeah, I'm just gonna kind of my virtue is being honest, and I'll just tell Maeve as she's like consulting this elementary school grade book, and like all the radio parts are out and everything, and I'll be like, "Look, Maeve, if you don't get this radio working, we're probably gonna die here."
Jesus Christ, no pressure, Matthew.
all right.
I'm just saying, we don't.
Maeve?
Oh! You got a 6! Look at that!
Yeah, that's the stuff, baby.
All right, Rachel, you get narration control now. You tell me what happens when you fix this radio.
We.
It can be simple. I mean, it can just be like you fix the radio, but like you have narrative control of what happens in this scene. So.
Yeah, we get the radio working and pick up a, like a signal from some sort of safe house, a safe like a, I don't know. It's not necessarily the Nugget Stadium, but another place where it's like we're picking up stragglers and we have walls and provisions and stuff.
Yeah, you get you and Matthew are able to deck out the car antenna a little bit, and you are
It's
just
got 3 fishing rods on the end of it.
one of your arrows. Yeah. And you pick up as you're just kind of like scrolling through the stations, and it's just dead air. You pick up a voice, like you scroll past it for a second, and then you hear. So just again, this is Barry up at the lodge. Just doing my daily check-in to just see if there's anybody out there. Just to let you know that Barry is at the lodge. We have supplies. We have a group of us. We have weapons, and we're holed up here at Elkhorn Lodge. So
Do you know where this is?
Elkhorn Lodge. It's about here are the GPS coordinates. It doesn't help most people, but if you're coming up this way, you just go about 1.5 miles up the road and turn left up there. If you coming in from the east, you just go about 1.5 miles and go turn right up there. And those are the only instructions I know. So again, Barry at the Lodge. Over and out.
Hey, it's Barry the Lodge.
Right
Let's
there.
go.
We should go.
I love lodges.
They have weapons, and I mean, it's certainly better than. No offense. I mean, your family's cabin is cool. I had no idea you were this rich, but
It's a cursed place.
yeah.
Well, all right, Clem, you don't have any better ideas. But now we have Barry at the lodge. We're gonna go make some friends. We're gonna have like a bath or something. I don't know.
Becky, should we leave a note or just not even leave a note?
I mean,
She's a monster. She killed 3 people.
I'm just. You don't know that, Clem.
Well, it wasn't me, and I don't think
weird
it was
thing
any
we've
of you.
seen out here.
There was other sounds out there. You know it was Becky, our Becky. It might have
it's
been
probably
one of the other
more
Beckys.
Beckys.
Yeah, maybe it was a different pile of Beckys.
Yeah.
That
Henry-
What do you
skeletonized
call-
those poor people.
What do you call a group of Beckys? A Rebecca.
That's
Holy shit!
is
I'm gonna
somehow
blow a candle
true,
out from
isn't it?
laughing at that.
Yeah, let's not leave a note. If she comes back, whatever.
I'm
Wait,
gonna
leave
leave
the
some
back door
books for
unlocked.
her.
I'll like fold up a blanket and leave some of the books that I stole from the children's library just on the stoop.
Okay.
And pack as much as we can into this car, I guess.
And before
Hopefully
we
Henry
leave,
has some fish.
Clem is going to write a note and slip it into that book.
Ooh.
Do I get to know what? Do we get to know what it says?
Would you like to know what it says?
Yes, absolutely.
Do we all
Just,
get
just,
it
just, yeah, just the camera. Like as you like slip it in, like the characters don't know, but we all know. It's just like the camera is like over your shoulder on the note.
It says, "I'll know what you are. Do not follow her."
Okay, great.
Nice.
Henry's like, all right, but this is good fishing, bro. I might come back here later.
Well, it doesn't sound like it's far. It was just a mile and a half.
Yeah, it's not far at all.
It's worth a shot. You know, we're gonna do better in better numbers. All we have is like a bow and arrow and like 7 fishing rods. So
That's the best idea we have. But I need to know, Maeve, that if she comes back, you're ready to use that bow and arrow.
on Becky,
How
Well-
can you all not see that Becky is a monster? We
She
need
didn't eat
someone
us.
who's ready to fight. Then you need to give it to me.
Do you know how to use the bow and arrow, Clem?
Yes, you point the end at the thing that you want to die, and you shoot it.
Yeah, and you take the 3 rings and you smack them together, and then they're together again.
Look,
Yeah,
I
it's
have
a lot more
done. I
complicated
have
than
done
that.
William
Magician.
Tell.
Stop!
I have done the 3 axes. I've done all the major archery tricks.
Look, it's Maeve's bow and arrow.
She'll kill us.
Me?
Maeve's not gonna kill us.
I'm not gonna
She
kill
will.
it.
She will kill us with her inaction.
Clem, you're making a lot of accusations, and you're not the one who just fixed the radio.
And Becky's never gonna find this cabin. She doesn't have a radio, and we didn't tell her where we were going, so she's gonna wander her ass around these woods forever.
There
You
are
left that
things
creepy ass
in this
note.
world that you could never understand, fella. And I believe that Becky is one of those things.
Yeah, I agree.
And I
we
hope
saw it.
that I'm wrong, and I thank you for fixing the radio. But mark my words, Becky will be the death of us.
Henry's like, all right, you guys coming or not? And he like gets in the car.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a
go.
they're able to transmit on a radio signal up here. They've got to have a whole outfit.
It would be good. Maybe we'll see your girlfriend, or like maybe Cheryl's there, Henry. You don't. Maybe she got your note that said "Go to the mountains."
It's true.
You didn't even say which mountains.
Yeah,
you
Henry,
silly
you
goose.
kind of just left an idea for every lunatic to follow who sees those billboards.
Ah, man. You're right. I wasn't thinking straight. I just wanted to see my daughter. Maybe she's at the lodge. Maybe she's
Maybe
already
she's at
there.
the lodge.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We know a guy named Barry's there, so let's go.
What's your daughter's name?
yeah. Amanda.
Cheryl.
Thank
It's
God.
Cheryl.
Oh, Cheryl. Sorry, my ex-wife's name Amanda, and I'm a little confused.
You get
Cheryl.
your ex-wife and your daughter mixed up. It's weird. Let's go.
Man, do you have to be such a dick? It's the end of the world.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna like pull out a note with like his daughter's name on it or something. I don't know. It kind of seemed like a
And be
setup.
like,
for,
is
like, a
this
trick.
your daughter? Like that would be cool.
None of you respect
Clam.
me.
Wait, do you know where my daughter is?
Me?
He's a magician.
Yeah, okay. I got confused.
Why would I know where your daughter is?
I'm getting confused. And he says he like starts the car and like let's go.
Yeah, I'm getting the car.
He like throws Van Halen on really loud so you all don't have to talk. And if anyone tries to like say anything to him, he's like, "I love this song." And
This
Good
classic,
thing, 'cause-
this classic rock.
it's Van Halen.
Yeah, classic. This is classic rock. It's my dad. My dad like.
He kind of like thumbs up at you and he's like, turns it down a little bit and he's like, "You like this kind of music?"
No. No, it's not for me.
He's like,
My
"What
dad-
what do you know about music anyway?"
My dad. Oh, well, I'm in a band.
I bet you can't play this fast.
What are you talking about? This is like fucking boogie wop. This is not even fast, man.
says, someday you're gonna grow up. And shakes his head.
I don't know. I mean, normally I hate this shit, but I gotta tell you, any music sounds good right now, so I'll take it.
He says, there you go, look at you, you grew up. He's like, what did you play?
I play bass. I can play guitar too.
Nice. Is your
Listen,
band?
band right
close
now called
musically.
Primitive Pink. I don't know. You
Oh.
wouldn't have heard of it.
You're right, I haven't, but it's cool that you make stuff. I bought 2 guitars and never played them.
Oh yeah, what kind of guitars you get?
One was blue and the other was black.
No, I mean like what would like Ibanez or what?
I
Fenders?
I got one at
No.
Target.
Ah.
Yeah,
Target's has really good guitars.
nice.
No, Target does not have good guitars.
Yeah, no, they do.
No, they don't.
They've got like 6 guitars.
No, never buy a guitar Target. If all this shit resolves, if there's anything I can tell you from this whole experience, never ever buy a guitar Target.
God, Target has everything, Matthew. I think you can kind of trust the Target name.
I really
Target,
think
a
you
lot
should
of stuff.
reconsider,
Yeah.
Matthew. They do. I got my undershirts there.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
they
can
also
buy
have
like shirts
tires.
and underwear, socks and shit. You
Yeah.
get 6-pack of beer, all that shit.
Yeah,
Don't
and
buy a
also,
guitar
like-
Target. Don't buy a guitar.
Well, I'll tell you, if the folks at Target know how to string a guitar as good as they know how to make a good pair of cotton undershirts,
They
Yeah,
don't
or-
string the guitar there. It's from some fucking sweatshop in like
well, if
Taiwan
they know
or
how to
something.
fill up a can of beer and sell it to me, then they can string a guitar.
That's not.
As you hear Henry yell, and he slams on the brakes as you all are driving.
Shit.
And you see a fox sitting in the middle of the road, kind of like hissing at you all. But it looks to you all like there are 6 foxes in one, kind of like tied up with each other almost. And it's hard to see. It has like 8 legs that it's just like moving around and kind of like looking at the car and nervous and kind of like backing away.
Hey, Henry, just run it over.
Okay,
Run it.
he
Don't run over. You'll get it stuck with the fox.
he
his
he
car.
slams on the gas and just you hear boom, 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 as it runs over the fox.
No, look behind. Did we kill it? Jesus.
I don't know. Do you
Christ,
want to stop and find out?
No,
No,
I'm just
keep
looking at
driving,
the
keep
road. I'm just
driving.
looking in the road. What the fuck, dude?
That was
What the
gross.
hell was that?
I've never seen anything
What's
like
is
that.
that? Like a
in my life.
mutation or something?
He's like, I don't know.
Maybe that fox is a Becky.
Yeah. What if it's like, what if there's like clones, but they get mashed together?
Oh
Jesus.
God, I don't want to
Well,
see the not a Becky. That's gross.
If
At
the,
least they
if
were
the
separate.
if the they can become Becky's, then perhaps they can become Foxwads or whatever.
Henry shrugs and is like, they kind of look like the things I saw at the church, just a little bit.
It was like a big glob of something.
Yeah, but it skittered too, and but it didn't look like that. It didn't look like a fox. It was more of just like it had I saw a mouth, and kind of like was a ball. But there's a bunch of them. They scurried away.
That's awful, Henry.
Yeah, saw him chewing on Father Gershwin. It's terrible.
Jesus
Let's-
Christ.
Well,
So maybe whatever's doing this, it makes like a bunch of some people, but then it like smashes other. Because remember Becky said that they leave her alone. She said she could walk around everywhere and she wasn't even getting.
Yeah,
Chased
she
or
didn't seem
anything,
worried by
and
it,
she
but
could
they
hear
did
'em.
kind of clump together. They really gathered, you know. Like she said when she was walking that she was just acquiring more and more Beckys, and that's why there were so many around
So
the fire.
how does one use a vice exactly?
If you do a group roll, or if you're in a scene and someone else does a
You
group
can
roll,
re-roll once.
you can
Yes.
reroll
Got
any
it.
ones. Yeah.
Got it.
So Henry shakes his head and he's like, "Well, I'm just gonna run over anything that I see.
I think that's
Yeah.
a good
No stopping."
standard
Yeah. What the fuck?
out here.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
and
can't be much
Becky's,
further
remember
now.
they said the same thing too. They were like clones, or they were like, I don't know. My buddy, the drummer for my band, Steve, he told me about this thing he read where there's like multiple universes of like snowflake over each other. What if it's like, what if those Beckys we saw were all like a bunch of Beckys from like a bunch of these realities all coming onto the same reality?
Well, then I suppose they wouldn't necessarily be malevolent for any reason. But why aren't there a bunch of us around?
Maybe there are. Maybe we haven't stayed in one place long enough for them to start walking up on us.
And how do we know that, like, one of us isn't one of them?
Well, I
If
know
he can
I'm
take
not
any shade.
one of them.
Yeah, I mean, Becky was totally normal. She didn't make any more Beckys. Although
Oh, she did know.
got
She
weird
did
with
know.
you, Maeve.
She did know that there were copies of her, but she
Right.
didn't know which one was the real Becky.
Right, she was pretty normal right up until she disappeared into the woods after hearing some sort of communication.
Maybe as long as the thing is nice, then like the group of them, it's just fine. You know, like that was just a fox, so it can't be so bad. But like a group of Beckys, it's just Becky, you know. But there's like a lot of her. I don't know.
I'm just looking at Henry, imagining like a group of Henrys and kind of like subtly shaking my head.
Where's this lodge, Henry?
He's like, I saw a sign just back there, so it means it's probably right up there. And he's like, I bet they can see our lights. And he reaches forward and plugs in the batteries that are like the larger floodlights. And when he does that, you see a single person standing in the middle of the road farther ahead. And you hear Henry goes, running over anything I see. And he starts speeding up.
Is this like a regular human that we don't know?
If you wait to get close enough to it, do you want to wait and see who it is before you do anything?
I mean, if it doesn't look like Becky, then yeah, I think I would yell like, "Whoa, Henry, wait!"
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It looks exactly like Henry. And as you get closer, you see Henry slam, he puts on the brakes, and he's like,
What the fuck?
and you
Henry,
see
that's you.
you see him waving his hands. He's like, no, it's not. That's not the me. I'm the me. He's like waving his hands. And he's dressed exactly the same.
Holy shit.
And Henry's like, no. It's just them tricking you. It's just them tricking you out in the woods.
Henry, you gotta hit him with the car.
He's like, yeah,
That could be the real Henry.
I'm gonna do it.
We've chosen our Henry. You dance with the Henry what brung you.
Henry, you could have run into him at this church.
Um,
And they made a copy of you there. How do we know that you're not a guy? Henry, get out of the car.
he,
Yeah, there's gotta be a test. There's gotta be some way that we can figure this out. Don't just hit him. Don't just run him over.
I'm the Henry with the car, and he's going to start going forward unless anyone would like to do anything. He's like slamming the gas.
I would like to put my seatbelt on.
Gosh, I don't know. What does
Henry, wait! Wait. On my third birthday party, I threw a type of ball through your window. What kind of ball was it?
He's like, it was a soccer ball. Whatever the right answer is, he says it. Absolutely.
Okay, the one in the car.
Yeah, the one in the car.
It was the one outside, say.
You hear him yelling. Maeve, don't let him do it. When you were 14, remember I caught you.
Henry!
I caught you making out with Jeremy Jenkins when you were 14. Come on, don't let him run me over. And that he's yelling the right information too.
Oh shit, they're both right.
There's gotta be a way. There's gotta be.
Punch it, Henry.
Okay, cool. Yeah. He's just like driving forward at full force, and he just full poops into outside Henry, and you just see him kind of like hit the front and just like spit blood, and then get like drawn under the car, and you just hear, and Henry's just breathing. like heavy and keeps on driving up toward the lodge.
Looking out the
okay.
back window.
okay.
Do I see the other Henry get up at all?
Oh no, it is a lump behind you. Yeah.
Henry,
fucking
Henry,
God.
it's okay. You did what you had to do, Henry. You are. There can be only one Henry.
I don't think that's true. We've seen like so many Beckys.
Yeah.
That is true.
I don't think those rules apply anymore.
Holy shit.
He's like, guys, I
Then
swear,
there
I,
should be only one.
Is there anything that you have that you can't remember? Like since the sun went out, did you go someplace? Did you touch something?
no, I've met you all. I remember, like knowing Maeve. I don't know. I just fished at the cabin and
I
hung
mean,
out with you
before
all.
that, like, did you, when you were in the church, did you like touch that thing? Did it touch you?
No, they scattered when they saw the light.
Man, this is
You
fucked.
guys, we're all exposed.
Yeah, but I
we've
feel
been
like I
around-
would know. I don't know about any copies.
Well, Henry didn't know.
Did you know, Henry? Did you know, and you're just like not telling us?
I mean, why? I would, if I was a creature and I was trying to eat you, I would lie to you right now. So there's nothing I can say to you.
No, you could just be like a human being. You said we were all on the same team. Did you have a feeling that there was?
No, did I have a
something
feeling there
was
was going to
wrong.
be a clone of me that walked out of the woods? No, sir,
Yeah,
I
I
did
don't
not.
know.
He's like, I don't know. I had a dream. I had a dream.
dream?
I was fishing, and I dozed off a little bit because who knows what time it is ever, and I just fell asleep a little bit while I was fishing. In that dream, I imagined, what would happen if I found a bunch of my daughters, just like a lot of them, and yeah, I think that would be a good thing. But then I remember the Beckys, and I got nervous, and I don't know. I woke up, but that's it. I just remember waking up at the dock, thinking about like what it would mean for there to be a lot of me.
I don't know. That dream
Well-
kind of makes sense considering everything we've seen.
So the one thing that we know about the guys is that they're afraid of light,
They hate the
right?
light.
Yeah.
They're afraid of light, and that Henry came to the light, right? He stood in front of our
right.
car headlights.
But that fox was like hissing at us. It was like
This is
pissed.
true. It seems like
Look,
they're trying
something
to
we-
get us to slow down.
This Henry was probably like hanging out up at that lodge, so nobody say a fucking thing about what just happened on the road, alright?
There's only one Henry.
Yeah.
Well, if we're exposed to this monster, then we're putting everybody inside that lodge in danger.
Yeah. Maybe I
If
sh- maybe I
Henry
maybe
is
I just
already a
shouldn't go.
monster, we've been hanging out with a Becky for like 4 days.
Yeah, but I'm saying that Henry in the road maybe just came down from the lodge. Maybe he was already up there. That's what I'm saying, like, don't
Well,
even
listen,
talk
there's
about what
there's
you
no
said.
way for us to know where he came from. But there's a way we can make sure that we're the real us from here on out.
Look, I haven't had any weird dreams.
Henry, do you still have that machete?
Of course.
And
He pulls it out from under the seat. Yeah.
he's gonna put his hand out. Can I?
Yeah, he's still driving and has one hand on the wheel and and a machete, and he's like hands it over to you.
He is going to take the machete, and he is going to chop off the tip of his pinky finger
Hell
It's like
yeah!
The dash.
Hell yeah!
against the dash.
Whack!
You don't have to roll for this at all. You just thump it down and get that little piece off you.
Jesus Christ. Clem, what are you
Henry's like,
I'm Clam. I'm
What
the
are you
only
doing? This
Clam.
proves nothing. We just saw
It
Henry
proves-
smashed into the other
it
Henry. Blood
proves-
came out.
That the real Clam is missing the tip of his pinky finger.
Yeah.
He hands you the knife.
No, the real Matthew has a knife in his pocket. There, it's me. It's me. I'm not cutting off. I need all my fingers. I play bass with these. I'm not cutting off a tip of my finger.
That doesn't prove anything. When they multiply, they're wearing the same outfit.
Yeah, we're just gonna run into a bunch of Clems missing the tip of their finger.
You don't know that. You don't know that. These things take faith.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Maeve, don't cut off any of your fingertips. That was a bad idea.
Henry puts his hand out and puts his pinky toward you, and he says,
Henry,
"Do
don't,
me,
Henry.
do me. I'm the real one."
I do it.
Henry,
Driving. Just wait.
you just killed the other one. Oh my God.
Okay, Jordan, I think this time I need you to roll to see if you can cut off his finger and not affect his driving at all,
Yeah.
as he is
Oh man,
also
I hope you
driving.
actually, like, cut off his whole.
So roll 3d6 here.
So yeah, we've got. Maeve has a vice or virtue she could burn.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you got a 1, a 2, and a 3. We haven't lost any
Okay.
dice here because we just you haven't like succeeded. This is crazy.
No, we didn't succeed. We didn't get any sixes.
Yeah.
I know you didn't succeed. I know.
We've succeeded.
But we have a
too.
1, so
Yeah.
either one of you can.
I can.
Yeah, I'll burn my vice. He
okay.
he chugs a. You see him. His hand is shaking before he brings it down, and you see him pull a bottle out of his pocket and jam 2 or 3 pills in his mouth, and it immediately steadies his hand.
Just with straight stillness, bringing the machete down. Yeah.
All right, you get to re-roll that 1.
Yeah, you gotta re-roll the 1. You gotta get a 6.
Come on, Clem.
Ooh.
Oh, best I can do is a 5.
Okay, cool. With that, it gets like the chug and like this moment of clarity. Like he's driving fast and kind of like nervous and shaking, and you just get a bit of his hand as you chop down, and he kind of like leans forward at the same time with the bump in the road, and you just see him hold his like bleeding hand up. He's like, "Ah, ah," and he just passes out while driving. And we are going to extinguish a candle here.
Amazing.
Oh, I knocked over the candle cam. There we go. Candle
Ooh,
down.
Scary.
And we are going to start the truths portion of this.
Just
And
one.
Just one. Jordan, you get to say the one truth that comes out of this after I say the thing that I have written down in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it's so easy to forget. Every
I
game,
know.
10 candles, I cannot remember this ritual
But
phrase.
the bet, like, I can't ever improvise it either because it's so good that I'm like, no, I have to say it exactly
I need to get
right.
it, like, tattooed on my forearm or something, like
That
a
sounds-
true
honestly sounds like
lunatic.
a good tattoo. I'm trying really hard. I don't want to like. I'm spending too much time on this. I'm sorry, but I just don't want to mess up. I don't want to
Can I
put a candle
tell
out.
the other players what happens when we get to the one candle?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So when there's only one candle left, we're in the final phase of the game, and
Mm-hmm.
any failure on a roll means that you die and you narrate
Whoa.
your own death. So we are in the crunch time of the adventure.
Okay, cool. Here we go. These things are true. The world is dark. Jordan, what would you like the truth to be?
Henry is dead.
And we are alive.
That's so good. And
And
we are alive.
alive. Oh boy.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna put you all. You're not sure how far away from the lodge you were. Henry said he saw a sign, but you all are getting out of the flipped over car, and you see Henry dead.
Can I take a kind of a look at his body, and I'm just like, does this look like a dead human being, or is there like stuffing coming at him?
He looks exactly like a dead human being.
Jesus Christ, Clem. What the fuck? You have to do that while we're driving? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you?
We were standing in the road and just so how much fucking more are we supposed to take, man?
What kind of a fucking idea is that?
Well, what's your idea? What's your big idea? Keep running? You want to keep running?
Not throwing a machete around a moving car, trying to chop off
your
the
big
driver's
idea?
fucking...
Shut up.
What's your big
We're in the
idea?
middle of the woods with no car, and we are at least half a mile from where we need to be.
All right, yeah. We already know that there's fucking whatever roaming around out here. I don't want to come across a bear version of that fox, so let's just keep fucking
Yeah,
moving.
just shut up and get your shit. Clem, you're on machete duty.
Okay.
Keep it
At least he's gonna use it.
Can I look around the car? Is there like a tire iron, anything else of interesting in this car?
Sure, you can absolutely have a tire iron. There is absolutely a tire iron in the car.
Look, there it is.
So we got a bow and arrow, a tire iron, and a machete.
And
And a
machete.
small pocket knife.
And a pocket knife.
Yeah.
All right,
All
let's
right.
go. Just keep quiet. Maybe we shouldn't use any light.
Just means they're gonna be able to sneak up on us.
Yeah, you're right. The good ones don't mind the light. Let's use the light. Yeah.
Just gonna keep walking down the
Do
road.
we have an idea of how far we need to go, roughly? Clem saw a sign. That's all we know.
Yeah, you know that like the directions that went over the radio were like you turn off like it's like a mile and a half. You turn off here, and you all know that you probably went about a mile, so
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like it would take that long to walk toward the lodge. So you absolutely can walk toward it. Cool. You all walk for about an hour, and you see
That's too long.
you're just kind of like following the road.
Past it. It's fucking pitch black out here.
But
It doesn't take an hour to walk a half mile. What is happening?
you do see a single light eventually. Like the longer you go, you do, and it like seems like a single window lit up, and in a building that is kind of like on the horizon a little bit, and it makes sense that it would be like a lodge, but it's like one single window lit up in it.
Maybe this is it. Henry must have gotten us turned around or something, or was on the wrong road. This gotta be it. There's a light on.
There's only one light on. Do we really think it's just one guy?
Yeah, I don't know. Look around. We can't stay out here all night.
Clem's
Let's just sneak up and take a look.
Clem's being weirdly silent, and then he blurts out, "What if it's us?"
What?
Well, then at least we'll know what we're fighting.
I don't think I
Jesus.
could handle it if it was us.
It's not gonna be us. We haven't seen any other of us.
Y'all just remember, I have the real Clem is missing part of a pinky
Yeah.
and a lot of blood.
You gotta
Well,
tie that
here-
off. You gotta tie that off tighter.
Maeve will take her Jansport off of her back and move it around to her front,
Classic.
and
move.
just wear it belly style, and be like,
This a real Maeve. Belly Maeve.
All right, fuck it.
Survival
I'll take
Maeve.
out my pocket knife and I'll cut like a notch through the side of my shirt. And I'll be like,
See, Clem, this is what you could have done. You don't have to be missing a pinky tip.
Yeah, because I'm sure the Beckys don't know where to get terrible shirts.
Can I'll
Sure,
take the
take that
knife
more
and cut
fingers.
off. I'll cut off more of Matthew's shirt and use it to tie up, Clem's bleeding
yourself.
finger.
Yeah,
Thank you.
take whatever you need.
Hey, you already cut it. What? So what? It wasn't gonna make a good shirt
it's
anyway.
fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, it's, the fabric is so rough. What is the thread count on this thing?
I don't know. It's not a sheet, Clem.
Oh, what is this?
You all hear some rustling in the trees on the edge of the
Becky.
road.
Fuck. Let's just keep going. Keep going. Go. Go.
Okay, cool. You can kind of like hear it, and nothing seems to be getting closer. But as you're walking down the road and heading toward the light, you hear it every once in a while. It's just kind of like there. it will show up if you stop and listen. There, and it sounds like small animals moving around like rapidly.
It's her.
No, it's like
Becky?
it's fucking skunks or something.
It's
Listen,
her.
it's something small. Hey, if you're out there, come out. We're looking for the lodge.
You say that to the woods.
Yeah, but I'm not like yelling it, but I'm like saying it.
You see a small ball, about the size of a basketball, roll out from the tree line.
Oh
That's
God.
spooky as shit. Well, it certainly wasn't a fucking basketball ball.
Is it like a ball? Is it like an actual like sports ball or
No,
what?
it seems dark and hairy.
Whoa. All right, I don't know what the fucking kind of animal is that. What is that?
Yeah, shoot
Okay,
it
keep going,
with a
keep
bow
going,
and arrow.
You want to shoot it?
Are you
Yeah.
gonna shoot it?
Okay, cool.
Uh,
Roll 2d6.
Oh boy.
oh no.
Oh boy. Yeah, the odds get so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
This is such a different game when you start with 6 dice. Or 6 candles. Holy shit.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, that is a 1 and a 3.
But there's
But
I
one.
will.
So
I will spend
you-
a virtue.
Yeah.
what's your virtue?
So my virtue is observant. So I'll take a long look at it and try and hone in this bow and arrow skills she supposedly has.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Good
all
try.
right.
Good try. Oh,
It's
man.
not a 1.
Yeah.
Man, it's
Not a 1.
I've played this game a decent amount at this point, and I've never seen this little amount of 6s rolled.
We rolled 2. I think
Yeah.
we've rolled 2
Yeah.
total,
It's
right?
brutal. It's brutal. And
Truly
we didn't, Yeah,
brutal.
we haven't been getting the hope dice either.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
the game is all about failure. It's just like the story
Yeah.
you tell during the failure.
Yeah. I know, but it feels good to succeed even though you know you're gonna fail. So. So now, there is no truths that are being told. There is just the one, which is, these things are true. The world is dark, and we are alive. There we go. Okay. So we find in our 6th and final scene, we find you all standing at the door to this big hunting lodge. It's like a hotel, and it has huge oak doors that are wide open. And you, the single light that you saw in the window is on the 3rd floor here, and you, as you step up to the front of the lodge, there are just kind of like bodies strewn about. There's a lot of doors nailed shut, and you no longer have the bow and arrow, because when you shot it, the thing opened a huge mouth and just swallowed the arrow.
Oh no.
And so, I would say you in that movie you got spooked and like dropped the bow, and it just like gobbled it as well.
Bummer.
And then you all just ran.
Look, they shouldn't have left the doors open. Something's wrong in here.
Is there any signs or anything that says Elkhorn Lodge? Anything that would indicate that we're there?
There are elk's horns all around the inside here, and you see a big painted sign that says "Welcome to the Elkhorn" behind the counter. Yep.
Having elk's horns all over the place isn't necessarily. They're in a lot of cabins.
Yeah.
I'll give
Alright.
Maeve the tire iron as we
Yeah.
walk up here, and I'll have my knife out.
And you've got the machete, right?
Yeah.
Clem has the machete.
Clem
I've
has
got
the machete.
my.
Yes.
Cool.
Correct.
Wonderful.
Yeah, when we're in the doorway, I'll call out, "Hello, Barry. Barry."
You hear nothing.
Fuck, see, something's wrong here.
I mean, this is
Becky.
You hear a tiny little voice from behind you say, "Hey guys."
Ah!
And there are 15 Beckys standing behind you.
Okay, back into the lodge. We close the door. Back in the lodge. We close the door. And look.
She says, "It's happening again. I tried to
looks-
walk out into the woods, but it
Looks
didn't."
like you've got a problem there, Becky. Look, we're gonna
We're gonna go inside and have a grown-up meeting, okay?
I understand. She
Yeah.
said, I just wanted to tell you that
What?
they don't
what's
seem to
doing
be
this
eating
you?
me. So,
What makes you make more of yourself? Are you touching something? Is something... We saw this little, like, furry ball thing. It was not a regular animal. It, like, ate a bow and arrow. Have you seen those?
yeah. They don't run away from me.
Do they grab you or anything? Are they making the clones of you?
I think so. They clone themselves, so
God damn.
they just... I've seen them split into pieces, and
But they just
Becky,
ignore you?
Are these they behind you?
she looks back at the Becky's behind her, and like all of them shrug.
Wait, so are you the little furry balls? That's what your clones are?
Oh, no. And one of the ones in the back says, I'm the one who hung out in the cabin with you. And the other one's like, nah, that was me. And they're like, this keeps happening.
How did you find us up here?
She said, oh no. She's like, what happened to Henry?
He got in a car accident.
Yeah.
Horrible accident.
Yeah.
It's nobody's fault.
Look, we're gonna have a quick meeting. We're just gonna go in the lodge. Just stay here by the light, okay?
Yeah, she's like, he told me this is where you all were going. I saw him out in the wood. You didn't see... Okay. She's like confused, and she's like, I didn't know if that was the real one or not, but yeah.
Yeah, there's more
Yeah.
than one Henry.
Yeah. Henry's like you.
Well, that makes sense. And you hear Henry's voice say, yep, Henry is like me. And like two more Henrys step up from behind her.
Okay. We're gonna have a quick meeting. All the people without, more of them are gonna have a quick meeting in the lodge. Y'all stay put.
Got it. Henry's like, look, you shouldn't take me with you. I'm pretty sure I'm a clone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna stay out
Another
here.
Henry right
Yeah.
by you. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a quick chat in the lodge. Okay. Yeah. Close the door. Is there a lock on these double doors of any kind?
I will try to brace it with a tire iron. if
Yeah.
that's a
No, but there
option.
is very heavy furniture that you could stack up there.
Yeah, I'll slide. I'll try to, heave a reception, a leather-bound reception area couch against these doors and be like,
I don't know. What should we do? Maybe it's a good idea to let them in. If those, I'd much rather have the benign clones around than those furry monsters. If the monsters leave them alone, they're kind of like they could be like
Like a smoke screen.
wall of defense. Yeah, smoke screen, whatever, right?
Like a disguise almost.
Yeah. What do you think, Clem?
I think they're gonna eat us.
Yeah,
I
they
think
have a
we're gonna
chance.
let
Becky
them
could have
in.
eaten us. They could have eaten us at the side of the road. They.
Call it a gut feeling. I think if we let them in,
I-
they'll probably eat us. Like
I
those
just
people
don't
in the
know.
shed.
I don't know. They've had chances to.
It's just a matter of time.
Oh, what do you think, Maeve?
I don't know what to do. Something got to these people.
oh, yeah, are the people all gnawed up inside the lobby?
Yep.
Yeah, there's probably already those fucking things in here in the lodge. Why don't we let in the army of clones to search the lodge for us?
You hear
They
a
seem
little.
They seem pretty nice. They'll probably just leave if we ask them to leave.
You hear a phone behind the front desk ring.
Holy shit! The phones are up. The phones are up. They've got phones.
I'll run over there, thinking that I might be reunited with my precious endless scroll.
You hear the voice on the other end as soon as you
Oh.
pick up it. You recognize it from the radio, and he's like, it's Barry. Is somebody here?
Yeah. We got the signal. Where are you?
I'm in room 341. Get on up here. It's my last. He's like, oh, thank God, I got all these guns, but I don't know what to do with them. It's just me up here.
Okay, yeah, what? Room 3 or 2?
341.
341. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me write it down. Sorry, my mind is crazy.
Yeah, don't get lost. I'm pretty sure
is
there
there
are some of.
somebody-
I'm pretty sure there's some of those fuzzballs in the hotel, the lodge. So be careful.
Yeah, there's a bunch of bodies down here. Okay, all right, Barry. We'll be right up, I guess.
All right.
Hey, is there cell service in here?
No, it's an internal phone system.
God damn it! All right, we'll see this.
I wired it myself. It's hooked up to a generator back there.
Very smart, Barry.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see in a second. Click.
Good looking out
Yeah, that's
there.
Barry. He's in room 3. I'll look where I wrote it down. 340, 341.
That's the only thing he told you, and you had to write it down.
Yeah, I'm sorry, babe. This apocalypse full of carnivorous fur balls and clones has me rattled. Okay, look, he's in room 341. He's got a shitload of guns. He said, but he said that some of those creatures are probably in here. I say we let in the army of Becky's. Have them scour the place. They'll
Why
tell
would
us
we
where the
let the
fuzzballs
army
are.
of Becky's in? She said that she is.
Yeah.
I can't even believe
only
we're
we know where
discussing
Barry
this.
is. Only we know where Barry is with all the guns. One way or the other, we're getting those clones out of this lodge.
You hear Henry knock on the door and say, "Guys, something weird's happening out here with Becky.
Yeah, what is happening, Henry?
They're
No, don't.
they're attaching each other to each other."
Oh God. Okay. All right. We need those
upstairs.
guns.
Yeah,
We
let's
need
go
those guns.
upstairs.
Henry, we're gonna be right down with some help, okay?
Here comes the
Okay,
death.
hurry.
I can't believe Clem was fucking right. I can't believe I ever was gonna say that.
So if you run upstairs to 341, you just want to knock on the door.
Yeah. I'm gonna knock, but I'm gonna stand to the side because I kind of expect Barry to shoot anything that knocks at the door, so I'll kind of be next to the door jam and I'll bang on it and be like,
No.
Barry, it's us. It's me from the phone.
He's like, "Great, shine a light on yourself so I can see you through the peephole. Make sure it's you. You all are who you say you are."
yeah, I'll take my dying cell phone and give myself this spooky story under light.
Okay, cool. you're at like 4%. You've like been turning it off.
yeah.
He's like, "Okay, cool," and he like unlocks the door. And when he opens the door, you see a guy in like a flannel shirt with a big beard and an older like 45-year-old guy, and he's holding like a shotgun, and he kind of like looks at you. He's like,
No, just me. I'm the only one. Look, my shirt's all torn. I'm the one. My name's Matthew. This is Clem. Look, he cut up his hand. He's
Maeve.
Miss Maeve. She's wearing her backpack. We're the
I'm wearing
ones.
my
We're
backpack,
the only
Lily.
ones. Yeah.
"See on the front. Good call." He's like, "You can never be too careful." And he's like, "Come on in." And when he turns around, you see that his back has like 6 of him attached to it, like grapes, like all over his back. And he doesn't see it because they're only attached to his back, and he just doesn't even seem to notice. He's like, "Come on in."
So terrifying.
He's like, "I got a bunch of guns in here. Come on, arm yourself."
Are they his size?
No, they seem to be like smaller. Like, it seems like they're, how do I say this? Like, there are like 6 of him that it looks like if you took him and like copy and pasted just from like the torso up about like 7 or 8 times across his back. That's what he sees.
So creepy and disgusting.
Big yuck.
I'll be like, holy shit, look, he's... Oh my god. Yeah, where's the guns? Barry,
They're
where's the
in
guns?
here on the bed.
Do I see guns on the bed?
Yes.
Okay.
There's about 7.
Are they pirate guns?
Yeah. Is there at least one flintlock pirate pistol?
Oh hell, they're all either old flintlock pistols, but you do see one AR-15 that says "pirate" real big on the side of it. So.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll go in.
He's like, "It's oh man." He's
Well,
like,
I know jack shit about guns, but this one looks like the best. This is like... This is like one of those.
Barry, are you feeling okay?
I mean, I'm worried about the world. I'm worried about all these demons out here. But besides that, yeah, I'm so glad you all are here. The lodge was doing great for a long time, and they just slowly skittered in, and you know, we couldn't tell who was who, and you know, so we just started to have putting people down, and you know,
Barry, did you kill all these people?
Oh no, the critters got a lot of them. I killed some of them for sure because you know we got to put down the clones.
Did you see any clones of yourself?
No, never. Why? Did you?
No. I told you we're the originals. Can you show me how to work this AR, whatever it is? I've never like used one of these.
Yeah, sure. And he turns around and like leans down, so one of the guys in the back is like, "Okay, now you just take this and you like cock it back here, and you got to be able to hold it next to your shoulder and make sure it doesn't like jerk back."
Okay. And what's the safety? This like thumb thing here?
No, it's actually over here. Says like another one of the one of them, and he like leans over and points to. It's actually over there.
Great. All right. Okay. All right.
I
Barry,
heard what he said. He said we have to eliminate the clones.
For
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Barry.
I can't do this. I'll hand Clem the AR-15.
No, you can shoot it, buddy. It's okay. You can do it.
Clem takes it and shoots him in the head.
Okay. Okay, cool. I'm gonna make this a dire roll here. So I mean, it's only one candle, so it's all dire rolls, but absolutely, because this is a big moment. As like you kind of like reach over and actually, you know what? I'm gonna say you do it. You just like boom, you do it, and you put him down. And there's just a moment where you all are sitting there, and you hear a knock on the window of the lodge, of the room that you are in. And the curtains are drawn to it, but you hear a knock on the window.
Don't open those curtains. Don't open those curtains. Whatever. Don't
Yeah.
open those curtains, Clem.
Yeah, you're right. Come on.
Are all the berries dead, or are the other ones? Because he shot one of them. Did they all die when he
All
shot
the
one?
berries.
Oh,
These
sorry.
grapes.
I just imagined you took an AR-15
He's a
like
vine of himself.
I did not do the whole. I did not narrate the putting all of them down, but I just assumed you put all of them
Yeah,
down.
it was a-
so, yeah.
Okay. Okay, so they've all
Yeah.
they've all been dead. All right.
Oh, there's one more down here.
I'll
he really
smack it with a
being
tire
that-
iron.
No,
being
no,
that
no,
helpful
no,
about
no,
it?
no, no, no,
Okay.
no.
We'll take the shotgun he was holding gently out of his hands, and
Son
kind
of a
of
bitch.
look it over.
Then
Does it
knocking on the
seem-
window continues.
Let's
Didn't
get out of here. Grab some of those pirate guns.
does
out
it
of the
seem
room.
like they're bad?
No, I mean he was like friendly. He told us to come up here. He showed us the guns. He didn't even
I
like
don't-
fight back.
What about the
Is it-
people in the shed?
That doesn't mean that they're all gonna be like that. There's that thing came out and it ate the bow and arrow, and that fox was definitely
Yeah, but
aggro at
He
us.
He said he killed people because he thought they
Those
were
are-
clones.
those are our friends down there, and
Yeah, well, there's some
I just-
massive Super Becky forming out there.
this was a super berry, and he seemed
I'm gonna like
normal.
slowly make my way over to the window, kind of pulled by the terrible curiosity, and I'm gonna hook one finger around the edge of these thick polyester Mountain Lodge drapes, and I'm gonna like just peek through.
The window is completely full of Barry's face. Of like maybe like 20 of Barry's faces like all over it, and when you when you peek in and he sees you, he goes, "Hey now," and like you see him lean back a little bit, and there is literally a tower of berries all like morphed into each other.
No.
That is 3 stories tall.
Oh,
And he was like,
a 3-story berry.
he goes, "You shot me.
Oh my god! Oh, stumble back like there's like a bear. Oh my god! There's like a mountain of bears. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we
gotta
run.
get out the
I'm
back
gonna
door.
run.
We gotta get out the
Yeah.
back door.
I'll grab as many pirate guns as I can hold and run, I guess.
When you open the door to this room, like a bunch of hungry kittens, there are about like 40 of these fuzzy balls right outside the door.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I am
God.
going
Oh my god.
to start shooting them, and I would
Yeah, I'll
like to.
flip off
Can
the
I?
safety.
Yeah.
Can I use my thing where I get away?
Oh, you want
try
to
to
live your moment?
moment?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you
I do want to
If you
establish there is.
succeed, you get your hope die, which is
go. All right.
crucial.
I do want to establish there is
Okay.
one more thing in the room. This is not like some important plot point. I just want to make sure to close this loophole. Is there is a broadcast like it seems to have like jerry rigged some sort of a couple of mechanisms into the wiring of the wall where he has like some sort of like ham radio that's connected to things and is like controlling a couple of other things in the hotel. Okay, absolutely live your
Forgotten
moment
all
here.
about it.
Please,
I live my
please give us your
moment.
moment. Yeah.
Come on, baby.
So what do I do? Roll
Oh.
6?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you
you
gotta roll a 6.
yeah you got to roll a 6 on the dice.
One dice.
And if not, you die. So you're going to narrate this moment of you getting away, or
You
you
don't
narrate-
have to narrate the death. You can let the game master do it, but
It's
it
a
is you get
4.
first dibs on it.
Okay, cool.
Now wait, I have a virtue. Can I burn a virtue to re-roll it?
Absolutely, go for it.
No, because you only
It's
reroll
not a
once.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, rat.
Andrew's
If you
the
had a
game master.
brink, you can
I
reroll.
do have a brink.
But the brink has to be
You
the
have to
top
get
card.
The vice
Yeah.
off first, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's the end of Clem.
Oh,
Do you want to do the
Clem.
scene, or you want me to do the scene?
Yeah, honestly, I think it is just. I think he just goes out screaming into this
Clem, wait!
wad of creatures because he feels cornered. You know, he's between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
And what happens to him? You tell me.
Yeah. So yeah, so you're just like shooting, and you're getting a lot of them, and each one of these like furry balls just moves so agilely, it just like toward you, and they just start piling up on you and like opening at the halfway point, open up and having all these like razor sharp teeth, and one's like grabs onto your leg, and then another mouth on that same ball opens and like grabs another part of your leg, and another mouth grabs another part of your leg, and like all of these balls seem to have just 4 to 5 to who knows how many mouths, so they're just like piranhas all up on you.
I was wrong. I was wrong. It's monsters. It's not Becky that does it.
Clem, I do think you were the original, though. Or
I
they would have
think
left you alone.
You're right. This comforts me in my dying moments. Remember that I learned and I grew, and I was able to admit that I was wrong.
I'll slam the door.
The last thing you
there-
see is like
I am-
the cut off finger hand, just yeah.
Sinking into the triple
Into
pile.
the
Yeah.
fuzz.
Just out of curiosity, only because I know a lot of
He definitely does this.
hotel rooms are like this. Does this room adjoin to another room with like a side door, or is the only way out the hallway door?
Only because I just made a player character die because I said there was one way out. There's no other way out. So there's the
I
window,
figured,
yeah, and the door, yeah.
But
they seem
Maeve is
to-
gonna get
yeah.
on the radio.
Okay, cool.
It's gonna try and figure out the radio. It's just gonna be like, "Hi, it's Maeve. So don't go to the lodge. Barry's wrong and like is super dead. Don't go to the lodge. Hi, it's Maeve. Don't go to the lodge. I won't tell you where the lodge is. Don't go to it. We're gonna turn."
record like to loop or something.
You're playing with this last word. Say, shut up.
Yeah. Is there a loop? Can I make a track or like a recording?
Yeah, there's a tape recorder there. that he-
Sick. I'll
yeah.
make a recording like, "Hi, it's Maeve.
Hey, get right to the part. Get right to the important shit. Hey,
So, the lodge is kind of fucked up. It's like full of our friend Becky and also Henry and a bunch of fuzzballs. The fuzzballs appear to be multiplying and eating people. There's also a tree of a guy named Barry. Don't come to the lodge. Okay, bye. It's Maeve.
Maeve, I think we should go through the window. I mean, we
Yeah.
don't like
Climb down the berries.
the weird clones.
Yeah,
I mean,
Barry's
it's-
been nice so far. We could just like.
It's horrible. What I saw was truly one of the. I thought it was the worst thing I'd ever seen until I saw Clem get eaten by those things in the hall. I think we should just run and we'll find a drain pipe or something, get down to the ground, and just run.
You know what, Matthew? I think we're kind of out of options, so let's just do this.
And he'll take the tire iron and smash the window without even opening the curtains. Just fully smash. And then she will jump through the windows without even looking because she's super afraid of what this is going to look like.
All right.
Oh my god.
Roll that d6.
Oh boy.
Roll that.
I have such a wonderful
on,
scene
Maeve.
if you succeed.
Oh,
Ow.
but you can
I can
burn.
re-roll it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
This is your.
Wait.
You got a
Okay,
1.
so this is my vice. So she's talking too much, and she's like talking as she goes out of the window, and it like,
Don't worry, Matthew. I won't even look at it. It'll be too scary. So I'm gonna cover my eyes and just jump right out the window. We're gonna roll this dice again.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's how you do it.
Oh man.
All right, you have total narration here, so you tell me what happens.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're just babbling, and I'm like, Maeve, what are you doing? What are you doing? Open the drapes first.
Seems nice.
Yeah, I mean, you could totally get scooped up by
Yeah.
these berries, or
so
Becky.
she's,
Like,
just
yeah.
gonna leap into the cradled arms of a surprised Barry.
Berry stack.
yeah.
And be like, "Hi, Barry. We came because we got your message. Do you mind lowering me to the ground?"
Sure.
And she sort of gets like bobbled like all the way down, like when you drop a ball into one of those games and it kind of bounces all and just gets passed
Just
to
like
the ground.
Plinko
by-
hands down.
I'm just
Yes.
watching this like stricken by the
like holding her
Horror.
backpack.
like.
Well, thank you, Barry. That's very sweet of you, bringing me all the way to the ground.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Be careful. You hear like all of them kind of like shout different advice at you, and then they kind of like shake their head, and like the tower of them starts to get taller too, and you see like at the top of this tower, it just seems to be like fruit, all of these puffballs on top, as it seems like to be wriggling. But the puffballs don't seem to move or like advance toward you. You can just see at the top of this tower there are all of these puffballs.
By puffballs, you mean the things we saw in the
The
hallway? that
fuzzy
Yes.
consume-
cat
Yeah.
things are growing
Oh,
on top
shit.
of the berry tree. I'll
Yes.
yell.
Okay, Barry seems nice, but definitely don't crawl up. Barry, do you mind bringing my friend down to the ground as well?
Sure. He like puts a hand in and like grabs you, just like one hand, like a human hand, like grabs your arm and pulls you out and plinkos you down as well.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
cradling
it's
the
time to
shotgun, like,
go.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Run. Run.
You see, as you all are like running away from here, you see the like a smaller like tree of Rebecca's. There's like 15 Rebecca's now that are like forming up into this larger tree, and there's now like 10 Henrys, and they're like, "Hey guys, I know we're the clone, but like, should we do something about this?" And Becky like shakes her head right there, and you see at the top of the small tree is just like 2 or 3 puffballs like that have started to sprout, and
Those
you
are the things.
So they're like using us as fodder to grow more babies. Oh my god. That's
This is so
fucked up.
fucked. This is so fucked. We're the only originals.
and you hear like this rustling again, and they start just like pouring out like chips being poured out of a bag of the window of the lodge after you.
Run.
Yeah, I'm just running.
Yeah.
I kind of like have the shotgun awkwardly under my left arm, and I've got my dying phone, and I'm just absolutely careening through the woods like a pinball.
I've got a pirate gun in each hand.
And backpack in front. I love it. Somebody's got to draw all this stuff.
Okay, cool. You see, there is a truck out front that, like from this angle of the lodge, there seems to be some sort of like utility truck parked on the backside of the lodge. But they're like the berries are like looking confused, and even the Rebeccas seem to be having like a hard time moving around. So, what direction do each one of you want to run? Toward the truck, toward the
I
Rebeccas?
just pictured just into the woods. I guess I didn't know the truck was
sure.
there, but now that the truck, should we hotwire that truck?
I learned how to do it. I read the book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right,
All right.
I
Let's
will-
get in the truck. Get in the truck.
Yeah, let's get in the.
All right. So if you run toward the truck and you open it to hotwire it, I'm gonna have you roll a d6 here to see if you can hotwire this truck.
Yes, this is how I die. Boop.
Oh
4.
no! But
4.
you have your brink. You can embrace your brink, which lets you re-roll all your dice. And if you succeed, you get to keep your brink. Unlike your other cards, it doesn't
Okay.
get burned if you succeed.
Matthew, I have to tell you something. This is the bravest I've ever been. I think I've really been a coward a lot of times, and at the beginning of this, I watched my dad get killed by the little fuzzballs, and I couldn't save him, but I didn't really try, and thank you for trying with me.
Yeah.
I
you
saw you. I saw
Nope.
you talking to yourself about that before.
It's hard.
Well, you
But-
could do this. You could do this.
I'm,
You got us a book. You made the radio.
I've learned a lot from this little book, and I gotta say, hang on. Having fun isn't hard when you have a library card.
Yeah, I guess so, Maeve. Look,
It's a
there.
5.
As soon when you say that, I'm sorry. You can narrate the scene. Yeah. So you're like opening up this truck that like there is a pie. There's just like a river of these fuzzballs behind you, and you say this, and what happens?
Absolutely brutal.
I will toss the book to Matthew. So I'm running and I'm carrying 2 guns and I'm bouncing with this thing and I just can feel him getting closer and closer and was like, "It's your turn, Matthew. It's your turn to try." And I'll try and throw the book of how to hotwire a car to Matthew.
Yeah, Nancy Drew's how to
And I will
hotwire a
be
car.
Slowly swallowed by the
God.
Jesus Christ.
God, I love. Yeah, you just swallowed by the puffball river.
Ugh,
Yeah.
brutal.
Oh, the last candle just went out too.
That means that I just have to narrate what happens.
Yeah, please.
Whoa, did it go out by itself?
They do.
Yeah, it did. I only noticed because the smoke went past my eye, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?"
Whoa,
Yeah,
crazy.
that was a good one.
That's wild.
I try to like grab the book that Maeve throws, and I kind of fumble at the book, falls, and the shotgun falls in the dirt and the pine needles, and I'm kind of scrabbling around. And in the dark, I put my hand on the book, and out of the darkness, one of those things just like grabs onto my hand, and I just like taking off like half my fingers and everything. And I kind of like reach over with my left hand to get the shotgun to shoot it, and it's just like clicking. There's like there's like no shells in it, and I just hear that rustling from all directions as I'm like clicking this dry shotgun, and I'm like kicking, trying to gather in Maeve's book with my feet, and these things just kind of consume me like a carpet full of teeth.
A carpet full of
in the
teeth.
dark.
Very brutal.
Cool. And so as the story of this crew comes to an end, the camera kind of like zooms out, and you just see the like wavering trees of copies of people, and all these like puffballs just like growing out of the top, and it kind of like pans over everything, and just like in the darkness. But the camera zooms back down for a second, back to Harvard Elementary School, and just goes back down, and you just see a hand hit play on a recorder, and you all hear this.
It's easy. All these answers are. It's easy. All these answers are.
Hey, Kayla, it's Matt. We're still at the school, but there's no water or food anymore. And I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know who's in charge, but I think we're gonna take off soon. I mean, hopefully I can find you, or you can find me. I don't know. This is insane, but I guess I just wanted to say I love you. I know I've never said it before, but I love you. So I hope you're safe wherever you are, and I hope we see each other soon.
You're right. Hi, Dad. It's me, Maeve. I got to the school okay, and it turns out there isn't actually food here, but we're gonna go try and find some. So I hope you and Mom have food and are having a good time. I don't know if I can call you or anything. Doesn't seem like that's going to be a long-term option. But I'm excited to go on a journey. I've met some new friends that they seem nice, and we're gonna go find some food together. I don't know what kind of food you find in the apocalypse. That seems crazy, but we're gonna know. Maybe we'll find something nice. Anyway, I hope you're having a good time, and everybody's looking at me to stop. I don't know how much batteries are on this. Okay. Bye, Dad. Be safe. Love you.
Amazing.
Hey y'all, this is Clem Peasley, or perhaps the Magnificent Mephisto, depending on who's listening to this. I just wanted to say to everybody that I don't hate y'all. You know, I mean, I know you all make fun of me behind my back, and I know you all draw pictures of me in the break room on the fridge. I know that was you, Levi, you scamp. You're fired. I'm kidding. The world's ended. But I did want to mention that I think I figured it out. I think I know how to stop them. And when it comes to you, and this information saves the day, I want you all to remember that Clem Peasley was the one who figured it out. It's not garlic, it's onion powder.
And he was right.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy. All these answers are.
Oh, I have to stop the recording.
Hey.
Sorry, I started to replay. And that's it.
No.
That is our session of 10 candles. That is 10 candles, everybody. Sad, a
fun.
tragic story. That
Yay.
was. I feel like every time I play 10 candles, I'm like, I want to see episode 2 of these characters. Like, I just like, I get so attached to them. But yeah, thank you so much for playing. Sorry we went late. Thanks to a bunch of new people hanging out, and a bunch of our Better Than Heroes folks just like watching the whole time. So thanks for checking out this little spooky one shot.
There's one last ritual phase, Harlan.
Oh gosh, thank you, Andrew. These things are true. The night is dark. And that's it. Man, I need to get better at like nailing the ritual because it's so good.
I always forget.
I didn't forget to, one time I played this game and forgot to play the recording at the end, and it just feels it was sad.
Perfect.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Fun.
cool. All right.
Yeah, that was one of the best ones I've
Yeah, that was
ever
great.
Played or
Oh.
seen.
Thank you,
It's
Andrew.
so fun.
Thank you.
My thing for the monsters was they they divide using mitosis.
Oh.
It turned out to be
cool.
so gross. Oh my God.
Genuinely unsettling and
Truly
on
scary.
many levels.
It was so good, so much better than how I had imagined.
Yeah, I just decided they use mitosis, but they also can cause other things to use mitosis, and they
Yeah,
just like
sweet,
farm
so
people.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
very
good.
unsettling. So did Maeve, if Maeve saw her dad get eaten by those things, did she leave the message on the recorder, like
I think
knowing
she was,
that her dad was dead, like just to
I think
like
she
a
was kind
denial?
of just like, yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best, and I don't have anyone else to call, really. Yeah,
so eerie.
that's what, the way I took it anyway.
Does anybody else have brinks they want to reveal?
Oh, mine was that Clem saw me perform a strange ritual, and I was gonna like reveal I'd had like a big pentagram with like a goat's head tattooed on my
Fuck yeah.
chest, and I was gonna beseech Satan's help to reroll all my dice, but it never.
Damn, that would have been
never came up.
amazing.
Amazing.
Sick.
That was my break.
Clem once got in a fight with a child.
Ooh, I
So
love
he
it.
was ready
To fight any.
to fight. If we had made
Yeah.
it downstairs, he was going to have a full crazy, like, slow motion Zack Snyder moment killing these Beckys.
I
Damn.
also love that you're like, the reason you re-roll it is because I fought a child before.
He knows how to handle them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Very
so
good.
creepy and eerie and great.
Yeah.
Great job, everybody. How fun.
Yeah. Thanks for
Well,
playing, and
We will
I can't.
be back next week for a super explosive
Oof.
finale, I guess, to this huge fight. Are we back next week? Yeah.
Yeah, we're back next week. I hope I don't kill
Yeah.
your characters that
For
instead of
better
doing
than
you've
yours.
done for one session, you've done for 100 sessions. So
Truly.
I hope
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
So, too.
All right.
I'll come back
Wow.
with Becky and her Maeve in space.
Maeve, yeah. Space Maeve.
Space Maeve. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks.
Bye.
Wait, thanks everyone.
Click the Crusher, Kai, and Malia Chef, and the Wind Rider Flute Whim Teaser. They're better than heroes.